Yo, miner, thanks everyone for watching and for tuning in. This is Shittalking Station 7, boys and girls. Here's that heart symbol. How's your day going? I hope you're good. Let's watch that rifter and then we can officially get started. Swoosh. Swoosh. Fuck yeah. So the Shittalking Stations, get hyped, friends. Today, whatever, we're having a special distinguished guest of honor, which is Olmeca. So, yeah, it officially starts in 20 minutes, and until then we'll just like, I don't know, rolling some kind of intro to the stream. My dudes, how are you all doing? Specs, Romana, Shayach, Iconach, Reeve, Lover, I'm Data, Fruct TV, Juzuv, Plush, Mesta, Commander Stargazer, Sharkface Lives, Govness, Lord Artulon, Rage Master, GB. Romana was legit first. Yo, we need to, whilst we were starting up our stream, our good buddy Roller resubscribed for 6 months, so let's repeat that. Watch this.
Feels good, man.
Feels good, man. Thanks for the subscription. I greatly appreciate it. So the swooshing goes for Roller, our latest respected subscriber, but also for everyone. Swoosh.
Feels good, man.
Oh, fuck yeah. Casper Miner, thanks for the subscription. I greatly appreciate it. Congratulations on your newly found cool ship. Would you be kind enough to undock that thing for us so that we can check it out? Let's swoosh it. So the swooshing goes for Casper24, our latest expected subscriber, but also for everyone. Swoosh. Swoosh. Feels good, man. So, yeah, gently put that thing down there. Welcome to JB's swooshing stream. It's technically an exercising stream for the shoulders and upper body and whatnot. Literally, RMT reported for logging in current year. Yo, that's some dang swooshing you got in that Twitch chat there, friend. So I see a bunch of people there. Thanks for being here. Let's go straight into the dumpster and see what's going on. When will the shit talking begin? Roughly in 18 minutes.
Swoosh.
Hey, where's JB, team? Come on, JB. Hey, there he is. Fuck yeah. Oh man, Commander Stargazer, that's some dang golden dumpster you got there. Hey, Mouty. Is DTM not streaming? I don't know, friend. Hey, Stardog. Hey, Nick Balcor. What a cast. What ship is this? That's the emulator. We're gonna check out Casper's cool ship. There it is. Oh, team, watch that thing. Oof, you haven't seen that degree of coolness ever. Where is he? Oh, damn, son, look at that. The silver magnate. Okay, you can print screen that because you don't see that often. Wallpaper, material, feels good, man. So, the madman was actually killing people with it. Unbelievable. Fuck yeah. Oh, damn. That's the rare one, team. The rare one, yep. Gorgeous. Woohoo. Oh man, thanks Casper for undogging that thing and showing it for us. It's just like a perfect intro for our stream, right? And our shit talking show. The silver magnate. The silver magnate. Blessed silver magnate. Look at that thing. Unbelievable. Fuck yeah. Super strong. Super rare. Actually has guns fitted on itself. Nice. Hero I'm coming, bring a Tech 1 destroyer. I need to fly one of those things in. Who has the Imperial APOC? I don't know. Gorgeous. Fuck yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Look at that thing. Man, that's awesome. So wait, my dude, so here's that agenda for the shit talking in stations, right? Like so. There, and I need to check our TeamSpeak. Okay, we're slowly gathering there. And we should like form up a fleet and protect him with the, you know, solo frags, right? You know, fly with the scalpels and shit and repair him while he kills dudes, right? Oh hey, Paul McMiner, it's the weekend, yay, yay. Thanks for tuning in, friend. Man, that's such a good ship there. Love your new show, Jay. Thanks, friend. It's the Shit Talking Station's 7th episode, right? We're gonna be talking about a bunch of shit. Our formal host is our good buddy Juzuv, and the titles, as if anyone reads the title, but like, it's gonna be Juzuv, Olmeca, Monkey, DTM, Frank, and yours truly, right? Man, that's one hell of a ship he's got there. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Where's my thing? There. Let's just like dog that thing up. Accepted. We got a decent 10-15 minutes to waste, so let's waste it, lol. I don't have any normal combat ships. Tesla needs to fly them in. And I was talking that we need to do a bit of that. Add a bit of different ships to our lineups, so we need to like kind of make those. Swoosh! There we go, look at that thing. Okay, so let's have a look at frigates. Fuck yeah. One of those. We'll get those. Those. Okay, let's make a couple of them. Let's start off with the Vigil. Do you have any examples of... Okay, that's somewhat reasonable. Oh, that's much more reasonable. Oh yeah, so just those two things needs to be different. Yep. Like so. What does Rome want? Oh, 7, dear comrade. Fair warning. Okay, so... That looks reasonable for sure. Man, we'll fly that for sure. Okay, that's good. Inferno gel and no rage rockets. We get rage rockets, we lost. Where's Yuzu? What's he doing? He was that Twitch chat. All hail our new overlords, the drifters. Yeah, we'll be talking shit about those. So, like 400. Oh yeah, we'll get that. That's good. It's really good. The trick to flying that ship is keeping it, let's say, 15 kilometers range. Okay, good. We'll get those. Fuck yeah. We kind of flew enough fire tails and shit. It's time to spice it up a bit. I want to make like basic fittings for all of them and compare them how they behave against each other's. Hook build, yes, sure. Oh yeah, that's the classic. That we'll get those. That's good. Yeah, that one's reasonable. Need to make a copy of that and make it armored. Oh yeah. So will these NPCs be able to dumpster a blob eventually? I mean, the drifters are super scary. So, you're always gonna have issues dealing with those. If you get like 20, 30 of them and if they switch the target, the super's gonna instantly die. Shit. It's almost... Okay, then. Okay, fair enough. And what's the last mid slot? Good. Good. And he needs oh what? The tracking disruptor. Perfect, look at that. Fuck yeah. Man, I'm so skilled, it's unbelievable. Yeah, that's reasonable. Good. What's this waiting for? For factional warfare and fucking around. We're just making various fittings of these normal ships. Like we'll get these, that's the armor hook bill, that's the shield one. The official Shittalking stations begins in 8 minutes, so that's basically we're introing it, how'd you say that? Okay, so the Crucifier Navy, where's that thing? And that one. We'll get some slicers, man, but like, I hate slicers, it's unbelievable. That's such a shit ship. I'd rather fly Retributions. Crucifier. Okay, we need to make 2 of those with the pulses and the beams. Small pulse laser. They're kind of really similar. Are you going to enter the Frag tournament? Which one? Yes, I will. Yes, for sure. That looks nice. Like so. Yeah, that's a reasonable ship. Looking good. Yeah, the last one's gonna be the Locus. We're gonna go with that one or the collision accelerator. Hey, that's too much, dumbass. Hey, that's much more reasonable. Oh yeah. That's a good little ship. The multi-frequency approach 200 DPS. Yep, that will fly. That's a good one. Now we need to make a similar one for the beams. The beams is the memes. It has two webs. The beams is the memes. Lol. You hear that? Jebinem action. Small, focused, beam, laser. Good shit. Nice. Nice. Good, good. Fuck yeah, good. Yes, yes. Okay, okay, we need to put some ammo into them. So, multi-frequency and Scorch and Conflict, that's for him. And Paste. Good, doesn't need anything else. He needs multi-frequency. You might need the gamma, and then I mean, I'll put them for the memes. Oh yeah. They'll never shoot 10 of them. Ever. If he goes through 10 of those charges, he was bashing a post, lol. Good. That's our things. All my dudes. 3 minutes until our time is up. So, where's Juzuv? What's he doing? Yeah, that's good. That's good. We basically need to construct this table of relationship between all of those Navy frigates, which fitting wins against which fitting, and then put it into practice and see some videos of them with their weaknesses and strengths, and like then we can like make some kind of, you know, overview of them and whatnot. Hey, Superhunt07, Dulcie, did you give TeamSpeak to Olmeca? Yes, I did. He's like, I told him at 1800 deep time as well. So, yeah, team, let's go connect ourselves to TeamSpeak. Just give a
Swoosh.
second. Wrong thing, JB, you dumbass.
Swoosh.
Yeah, like this. And then if we do our headset. I'm donning my tinfoil hat, team. Let's see that TeamSpeak. Oh, we're all sitting there. Where's that thing? Hey, you need to drag me into the goddamn channel. Juzuv. Lol. Oh yeah, let's have a look at that. Lol. It's about to start. 1 minute left, team. Oh yeah, let's see what we got there. I should get my nice pod. Yeah, no, leaving Olmeca is too much, lol. Where's my link salt? Oh yeah, let's hop into the nice pod and the links. Juzuv is still shit posting on Discord. It's true dedication to the shit posting right there. He is our perfect and exemplary host to the thing, right? Oh yeah, first off, if you hear any paid acting sounds, that's the link salt logging in. Fair warning. Where the fuck is that? Oh, there it is. Good. Snakes. Armor. Very nice. Let's give her the cleaning. Nice, awesome. So did he come back from that AFKing? He needs to drag me into the goddamn channel. Hey Jogshot, hey Relentless RPC 07 Minor, hey Otsos. Yo. Thanks for being here, friends, and tuning in. We're about to kick off the Shittalking stations. Okay, that's JB's Garmur. That's fine. Wait, where's the goddamn link salt? Man, I hate myself. Just give me a second, team. Hey, Red Almost 07 Minor, what's up? Thanks for tuning in, friend. Hey, I'm sorting out the links. You all just be normal.
Feels good.
Oh fuck yeah, Kaipop Miner, thanks for the subscription, I greatly appreciate it. Man, he dropped 12 months there, a full year, that's some true dedication of support. Let's swoosh the rifter. So the swooshing goes for Kaipop, our latest respected subscriber, but also for everyone because we're all good friends there, right? Swoosh. Swoosh. Fuck yeah, feels good, man. Gently put that thing down there. Now you can spam all those dumpster emotes for a year and whatnot. Oh yeah. So, hey Stardog7707 Miner, thanks for tuning in. How are you doing? Man, I hope you're good. I hope everyone's good, lol. Just stand by. Everything is normal, nothing is happening. Are we ever going to get to kill some dudes? I will see. Tall. Tall. I mean, that was at least somewhat funny. Hey, Kai. Oh, yeah, exactly like that. Jamie looking at the dumpster. For you. Hey, Juzuv, drag me to the TeamSpeak. I don't have permissions, lol. Come on now. It's making sure the tethering still works. Let's test it. Okay, it stopped. It works. Oof. Crisis averted team. Imagine what the Care Bears would do. Connecting. Did you hear that? That's the links. Oh yeah. Slow and steady. I mean, might as well sit here and camp the system whilst... You know... We are doing the shit talking. Go, Cookie, go! I should fly in some normal ships. Oh yeah, go there. Turn on your micro warp drive and tank. Flag yourself as exempt from fleet warp. Good, smart. Oh yeah. We are ready, team. We are ready for the coolness. Ah, he drive me, nice.
The email addresses that I've collected now that I can sell.
What?
Targeted Eve ad campaigns, dude.
Wait, let's fix that.
Well, you can try, but nobody wants to play Eve, so...
A damn shame that, ain't it?
Yeah, that's us, team.
I'm not sure.
Yo, my nerds.
He can hear us.
Wait, we need to like make that thing
Hey, what's up, Jibby?
Yo, not much. Thanks for joining us. We're gonna be like... Man, I'm super hyped for the shit talking stations. We have so much cool shit to talk about.
But it's all sad.
We need to put that somewhere there.
3 minutes and we're starting, so... Last minute if you need water or blowjob or something like that.
Yeah, I'm fine tuning it, team. Okay, that's somewhat reasonable. Now we can clearly see what everyone's saying.
1.5 minutes is enough for me to, to get a quick jerk off.
Tall! Okay, the link salt is in position. Now we're in, obviously now a market.
I'm almost fucking out of cigarettes.
Okay, now that we are ready with the links, we can start doing our coolness.
I like how the first person to send anything in chat is Marco, and he goes, "My body is ready."
Tall.
Fuck.
I have drugs. No, I don't. God dang, how's that even possible?
Docking request accepted.
Stupid. Just one. Okay, and then Quave. Ah, yes. Man, I'm so smart.
The Drifters destroyed an entire Ranger Regiment Kiki Mora gang. Oh, yes.
Fuck yeah. They wrecked an APOC fleet, a couple of hundred Hordling Cormorants, reinforced the Panda Keepstar, killed the Jump Bridge, killed the Hell. They killed a bunch of cool shit. They're really good.
Killed the Chimera and Nid. I'm just... Everything about today is... It's weak. CCP's done something good, man.
Yeah, agreed. About time, really.
What if it's actually a bug and they just pretending it's not?
The community's just like, woo, shit's blowing up, and then like they're like, well, this was an accident, but we'll take credit anyways.
Even if it's an accident, it's amazing.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. Okay, I will start recording, somebody else do a recording too, so we have a backup recording just in case.
I mean, there's the Twitch VOD. You can like.
Yeah, but I mean, extracting audio from it is a pain. Okay, recording. Is everyone ready?
Yep.
Yes, please.
Of course.
I was born ready.
No, you were born naked, but...
Oh. So yeah.
Okay,
Let's
so
see the
ready
content.
everyone?
We are starting
Open
team.
your pastebins or, well, whatever, your notes.
Here's the agenda. I'll
And we're
post the agenda
starting-
in Twitch chat.
We're starting the 7th episode. Shit talking in stations. Episode 7,
Ooh.
The First Awakens. Now we just have to wait for Disney to sue us. But
What's wrong
whatever.
with
This one...
Oh, content, local
honestly,
spike.
I didn't expect it to happen this soon because nothing was happening all month
Oh
long.
shit, it moved.
And then suddenly
Fuck.
things started happening. So that page been filled up pretty quickly. We will have lots of shit about. We have special guests here tonight. Our completely fresh, new, no collusion CSM.
Oh.
But give it time, we can still get there. But, well, yeah, that's a good start to the show. It was probably the most important, well, at last, in wider scope of things that happened. The
Hey, Charlie.
CSM, new CSM, has been elected.
Oh,
My bad.
Erected?
Yes.
oh, bless you, Juzuv.
I'm so erect right now.
So am I.
Man.
We will need more hands. But anyway, aside from this guy down there that's pretending he's not here, getting in against all odds. I mean, if he would just vote himself in with the Alzheimer's, we all do it. There was also
Hey,
another important thing that this is after a while. First CSM that also has a wormhole representative. I tried to get to him, but I didn't catch him, so we will have to do with only half the good part of CSM. So,
He's speaking of
Alright.
EXO for like everyone, right?
yeah, I mean, I hope that people know who EXO is, but if you don't know, then be glad. But okay, CSM has been elected. There was basically only 2 surprises. We already said who those 2 surprises are, and aside from that, it's all goons. And Steve, but we don't even count Steve, because Steve is always on CSM, like, what the fuck do you mean he's not on CSM? So,
Well, if
drive
I did, like, if
active.
Marcy and I didn't have like 250 votes for myself, Steve wouldn't get on, so it's an interesting detail.
yes,
Sword would beat Steve if I did a little bit worse.
Yeah, it was so close. It was like down to a 2-digit amount of votes when you look at the cascading of the results. It was unbelievably tense. Good job, Olmeca. Congratulations, friend.
Hey, thank you, man.
yes. Let me use this chance to congratulate also Steve for dealing the finishing blow with 12 points of damage to Sword.
Warp drive
No.
active.
Yes.
So,
Okay, anyway, what's everyone take on our new CSM, completely new CSM? What do you expect from the new CSM? What do you absolutely do not expect from CSM? And honestly, do you even give a shit about CSM anymore? Go on. The question is open now.
Warp drive active.
I was talking to the members of the B team, and like Squishy and myself and 404 and Toxic all really felt like this was a very important
Passion
CSM for
work,
some
though.
reason. Like we all thought that like for some reason that this election was like maybe not make it or break it, but was super like just like damn, we really got to vote. We really got to like promote and we all tried to using our own platforms, and we hope we made like a market difference. what I expect out of the CSM is more fax machines allowed into the CSM meetings. I would appreciate that. So you guys can fax your NDA breaches. Other than that, I think I'm good, man.
Good. So you're happy with CSM, but that's disgusting, but I will let you have it for a while.
It's good that it got broken up and less blocky, because the previous one was 9 goons, the second previous was 8 goons, so the trend was broken. Lol.
Yeah, I think we got the CSM that we could hope we could best hope for, you know, because I was barely I was expecting to barely make it, and maybe either me or Exuki to make it, you know, but not both of us. Even Steve, I was thinking maybe he's also going to be tight, and he was. So yeah, it's like 3 independents and then 3 goons, but also B and Gobbins is in there.
Fuck
I
yeah.
like Gobbins' game perspective, so it's gonna be also a good ally for us. So the fact that there is no like
drive
6
active.
guns but just 3 is pretty good. And also, I
Hey,
mean,
good E,
the goon
VHS.
people out in there seems to be nice people. It's not like they're gonna be uncooperative just due to politics. So it's just we'll see. I mean, it's gonna be. I think I wanna remain hopeful for now.
Yeah, I will insert this into this for a while. While you have a Gurgoons, but I'm sort of happy that the CSM that got in, lots of them are actually returning. Because honestly, let's be real. CSM is a focus group, and like if you have new people every year, basically half of the time they will be of their term, they will be just getting used to how things work. So there's a bit of
Okay,
that
team, I'll
bit of
smoke a cigarette,
continuity
don't
is not
smoke, fair
bad
warning.
in a sense. If you have somebody who's already experienced and knows how things goes, it's usually better than having all fresh people. But then again, we have Steve. He can just be president of CSM at this point.
Yeah, the dude's an institution, and he greatly benefits with his presence by representing collectively all the Care Bears from a relatively neutral standpoint. It's kind of a shame that Suitonia isn't there and TikTok as well. Maybe in the upcoming years, but especially Suitonia, he did a bunch of work. I can understand why he would choose not to run this year. And Elog, how do you have the old damage
Seeing
control?
as
It's a
Jintar
fake
got all
overlay.
salty, and when he was all hyped
Don't tell anyone,
before,
that's
I
our
get
secret.
that Suitonia wanted to avoid that fate. CSM does
Yeah, and
things
also
to you.
remember, like, I've been told, I didn't know this, but I've been told now.
We
it's
cleared
like
out
every
the
trip
local.
to
Oh,
Iceland
here's
is like
TikTok. He needs to be CSM.
$1,000 out of your pocket on average. So if you keep being CSM, it's like $2,000 each year you have to allocate, and it's like for some people it's not a lot of money but for people like me, I'm poor as fuck, so it
Bruh,
actually
like,
matters.
anyone who runs for the CSM is a saint. You bring up a really fair point there. I do it for $100 per hour for sure, but I wouldn't do it for free or even pay them or anything like that. That's absurd, lol. So yeah, for real, anyone who wants to do it is a saint. It's like anyone who works on making the game better for everyone instead of the goons or any specific singular blob, whichever flavor of the month it may be, it's like a good dude, right? So like, I don't know, Olmeca doesn't really have any of his like blob tendencies, neither does Exo, neither does Steve, so like that's at least 3 out of the dudes who are kind of like normal dudes. And then Gobbins is a visionary, right? He was like, back in day 0, Gobbins was like, everyone was like, man, fuck new players suck ass, new players are dead weight, who gives a shit about them until they has 100 million skill points. Injectors didn't exist, multi-fit didn't exist, multi-buy didn't exist, you know. And then Gobbins was like, give me the new players, they're good dudes, and thus Horde was formed, right? And it's like a good thing. I think he's also probably gonna lean on towards making the game better for everyone instead of pushing his own shit personal agendas like some other certain dudes, right? So that's also a good thing. So it's a progress and step in the right direction for sure, right?
I mean, well, yeah, I mean, he could be very well the new player representative, even if he himself is far from new player. But yeah, okay, let's move on to the question of what do you expect from this CSM? And since we already have a CSM member here, we will give him space to NDA breach before he can even NDA breach.
Lol. Need to get a fax machine in the room.
So,
Lol, lol, lol.
For full disclosure, our NDAs didn't go through yet, so we aren't yet
Oh, lol.
information. So like I cannot breach NDA even if I wanted to right now.
No collusion.
But
Really?
yeah, no collusion definitely. So if CCP is like if Hilmar was serious in A down under to make it
Guys, Eve's
more
dead.
dangerous
How
again,
so?
I think this might be the CSM to help him. Not because I went through, but also like a formal representative isn't there, and then a few
Where is he?
dudes from Nalsec who share the same vision. From the vibes I received, even like test dudes are open to at least some changes to make, you know, to stop the stagnation, because it looks like the game is stagnating. It looks like so far, like past 4 years, CCP just kept catering to PvE players and asset acquirers, so, you know, for them to
Preach,
get
yes.
more roll calls and so on and
Yes.
so forth. It increased their bottom line, but remember, like all asset acquisition has like 2 or 3 years
Fuck.
expiration date. They can't that kind of gameplay, because, you know, imagine like you have like all roll calls you want, or supers you want, all titans you want. Slowly stop logging in and farming in roll calls and supers
better
and
not
so on
start
and so forth. So
targeting me,
even that
lol.
activity ceases. And now 4 years into changes, we are kind of beginning to see the macroeconomic like long-term effects of roll calls and injectors and so on and so forth. The game is stagnating,
Let's
and
kill
then
the
we need
Merlins.
some kind of direction to reverse this thing and this stagnation. And so we need to like look at capitals again. We need to look at
Yes, Olmeca.
how to make nullsec a bit more dangerous, so people lose more
No,
stuff,
he's
and how
not.
to even things out so they're
Hey,
like
J-Morph, hey,
major
Nobu,
titan
07.
battles are at least somehow even. Of course, you don't know yet the outcome of a war.
Whoa.
Right now, like Guns and North went into a war, but we know the outcome, right? So that's not exciting. That's not an interesting war. That's why typically wars increase sub counts and online counts and so on and so forth. But this war didn't. Why? Because it looks like the outcome is already
He's dead,
determined.
lol.
So nobody will fight, and it's just gonna be like structure bashing, and so it excites nobody. It's part of a stagnation process that has been going on for a while. This CSM has the chance to reverse that, I think, and CCP, we're at that point where we're
the armor.
feeling the long-term effects.
I'll
So
give it
maybe
one cycle of
CCP is
heat.
more willing to change things, and that's more important than the CSM itself, because we're
Prop mode
limited
off.
by their vision, right? So they're going to tell us, here's what we're
Where's
going
the
to do.
Loki?
Do you agree? Do you disagree? Why or why not? We can be effective, but CCP stance is more important. And this year, I think, will be critical, as you say.
Yeah, Olmeca, say it louder for the dudes in the back. Fuck the Care Bears and the disgusting risk adverse blow. Bring solo back and small fleets and shit and killing things instead of Care Bearing. That's a good thing.
I mean, I'm a Veiler, right? Without Care Bears, my playstyle doesn't exist. So I can understand the value of Care Bears. I'm not a Care Bear hater. It's just they have their place, but the game has become too safer and safer and safer to cater to their playstyle in a way that people are who don't share that playstyle kind of is starving right now. That's why a lot of people are leaving. That's why Skill Yourself was the final alliance in that trend. But also, there's been a lot of stagnation anyway for past years, and
We did it.
CCP needs to reverse that somehow.
Oh, bless him with the afterburner.
Okay, there was one thing. Anyone else expects anything else? Expects from nothing?
I mean, they announced a bunch of cool things, and some of them they didn't announce, but they were implemented, such as those drifters going crazy and those kinds of things. The keynotes showcased some of these
I mean,
varying pictures and things. Maybe we can work on that, right? We need to like work on like making a nicer tutorial, an intro sequence with a nicer overview and shit. And Eve needs help. These certain things needs doing, so hopefully the CSM will facilitate this.
yeah. Well, I guess we can. No, we cannot yet. Honestly, I would like to
Let's
return
fight the
for
blow.
one more time to the fact that this is like after a year or two, for again, wormhole CSM goes on. That's something. Wormholers, but got their thing together. I
Croatian.
mean, it's a start.
I'm Croatian.
Now we just need to lose a candidate.
And the factional warfare one. Man, the thing
That's
moved
the thing
again.
as
I
well,
need
like
to
low
unfuck
sec
it.
and faction warfare are pretty much entirely different beasts, so you are candidates for that. Or one that knows both.
Oh, here's Wingnut.
I
Fuck
guess
yeah.
we should
I need to
like
adjust
vote
the
somebody
title.
from Nullsec to get on it. Okay, whatever. We can wrap up the CSM
Oh, yeah.
because
Good,
we
good.
cannot
We got
make
this
anyone
thing.
NDA
The
breach yet.
production value.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Let's
Too
adjust
bad.
the title. Wing.
And we move on to point 2. Triglavians have shown us the full power of jump drive powered Citadel.
Don't, man.
Yeah.
Don't
I mean-
say it again, JJ. I'm gonna lose it, dude.
Jump
Man.
drive powered Citadel.
I was there for the first time. It was unbelievable. When that thing jumped out, we were all yelling, yeah, it's gonna explode and shit. And like, there was like 200 dudes watching and shit, and like, and then it just jumped out. Like, this is unreal. Like, at that moment, like, everyone was like deer in front of car headlights kind of moment, you know? You're like,
Why did
what was
nobody
that?
why did nobody tackle it? Huh?
I mean, it's a structure.
Yeah, but I mean, why did
There's a reason you can point citadels. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
We need to try that next time. The stab, the citadel. Oh.
I mean, I
Maybe
wouldn't be
try
surprised.
to anchor like a keep star next to it and then tackle with the keep star. Maybe the citadels need to tackle citadels.
I
So-
don't think you can actually do.
And
Too
like
bad.
it has a boundary violation, so you can practice for the Alliance tournament. Tesla got killed in the interceptor by the invisible boundary.
Oh shit, someone tell PL.
I mean, I'm sure that that's the whole point of the proving grounds. Like, it's to prove that you're ready for AT.
Bro, did I not
Oh,
get my
wait.
links? Well,
Never mind.
Drive active.
I just didn't log it.
Either way, okay. Aside from the
The Hologos. Let's go for the
Arc.
Hologos.
basically not exploding and dropping absolutely nothing worth of
Let's go.
looting or any LP or
Oh, yes,
anything.
yes.
People already forgot
Let's do it.
about it. Well, we can basically skip all of this question. It's boring. Nobody really cares about it anymore. That's how underwhelming it was. But we can move on to the new thing. Well, new. The thing that CCP did, they sort of remembered that drifters exist. I mean, at last somebody will remember.
There is one thing I want to say about the Triglavians really quick about the invasion content. It was the funniest shit to me when the invasion content dropped, right? And then broke and CCP
Fake.
was doing their big like whole like, oh, invasion content, 2 days of streamers streaming invasion content.
And nothing happens, yeah.
And then invasion like broke or whatever. And then so they started running Abyssals, dude. And I saw Rain doing Abyssals and it said like invasion content. And Squishy's like, dude, Rain says she's oh man, it was such a I was
I can't
laughing
punch
really
into
hard.
that.
It was it sounded like it was a rough day in the CCP office. Other than that, I don't have anything
So
else to
funny
say.
thing is, I saw some of the background stuff for that, and it was indeed hilarious.
Okay, hold my
Like
beer.
I don't know what I can.
1, 2, 3 in that Twitch chat if you think I can survive punching inside.
Alright.
Okay, yeah, we can. Let's forget about this. Let's forget about incursions 1.1 beta 4
Okay, we're doing
and move on to the drifters.
That's why we have links.
The drifters have risen up from the dead, this time without loot. I guess CCP sorta got the message last time, and they're running around randomly bashing shit and ganking, cutting kills. But basically, I mean, at this point, it seems that Pirate actually recruited drifters, but whatever. I mean, it's a bit sad that the most exciting thing that happened all week long is that NPCs are running around doing PvP.
Yeah, like we've gone full circle. The robots are pretending to be humans. The humans are pretending to be robots and shit. And like, it's super nice. That but yeah, it's super nice that the Care Bears and the Blobs are getting upset because the drifters are formidable. It's not easy fighting those things.
Did you guys see Matani's post on Twitter?
Yep.
Oh
Oh
my
my god.
This
Yes.
Mary Sue PV bullshit can eat my ass, lol. Okay,
Dude,
but yeah.
I think it speaks volumes about the fact that it's so engaging and interesting because all of the medium to small size groups and even a lot of the guys who are line members for Nullsack who go out and they do
My
PvP
links
or
about
they're
to
just sort of
expire.
playing the game versus just sitting around ratting love the change. They're like, this is the most interesting thing that's happened in years. And then like the guys who have to worry about all the infrastructure and get all the pings for the structures, they're all
Are
like,
all
this
fucking
is
crying.
ass.
Yeah.
I mean, it speaks volumes that the most interesting fight I saw for last year was when I stumbled upon diamond threads shooting different diamond threads.
Lol.
I mean,
That's
it's
Diamond
the next
Reds
level. We
fighting
don't
other
have to
Diamond
play the
Red.
game. The AI will play it for hours. I mean, it's the natural
What's he
progression.
doing?
You don't have to even fucking touch the keyboard. It's perfect.
Look, let me defend an unpopular opinion here because I was never afraid of saying what I want to say and people hating me. So let me go with this. I think, and also I've noticed like the majority of CSM are worried about this change because they're thinking long term and. Right now, it's
He's
like
our
all fun
good
and games
dude.
and nothing
I'm
is
not gonna
predictable,
execute him.
Are they gonna kill all gun structures, test structures, or all other
Bro,
structures and so on and so
it's
forth?
you.
The way the history of these things work, I think if they begin to kill structures, it overall in the long term it's gonna be bad for the game. Right now it's so fun and the interesting different thing is happening, but on the long term. If these things kill structures, major big alliances will min-max, and maybe you'll need like 3 supers and 2 faxes to kill a group, and so on. And so they're gonna have groups like organizations, small groups of like 5 people, 10 people dealing with these things. Whatever else they do, anyway.
Oh, they're
But
there.
it's gonna be harder for like small alliances to deal with this drifter
So
stuff
that's-
because
He's fucked.
yeah.
Sorry to cut
so
in
this,
there.
this
That's
is
the
our
thing we
worry.
always hear. We always hear about the small alliances like, oh, they can't do this. Well, no, they live in that citadel.
They
All their
punched
stuff is
in.
right there. They can, like whenever they need to defend against these drifters, they can actually do it better than most because their stuff is literally in that citadel.
So
The
it
problem is
depends
with the big
whether
guys.
they need like capitals. I think
That's the thing as well. Like this, if it stays as it is, if people manage to nut it out, it's gonna get crap and, as you said, get min-maxed to hell. We've done it with every other thing. Like, come on, incursions are a great vision of that. Like, you can just min-max it to hell. But if it's constantly changing, you can't just bring 3 supers and 2 faxes. Then
I can't do
the
that.
big guys can't spread out so far. Otherwise, the citadels should start getting popped.
What do you mean by constantly changing though? Because these
Shit,
are like
That's
specific
super hard for
NPCs.
him.
only the number
Yeah.
can change, right?
I don't have
They're-
any more
Well-
lanes
Yeah, I mean, like
left.
change like their actions which NPCs come, for instance, because some of them have doomsdays and others don't. Yada yada yada.
Well, some of these things are a lot different than they are in wormholes. So I've spoken to wormholers and I've looked at the entity data that's inside of the game to try and figure out what's going on. And there are currently
Those
Yeah,
are
but
people from
My
the
legs
drifter
expired.
groups
Couldn't
that
move
we've
into the
never
blob like
seen
that.
before. Like
Yeah.
the head of the corp for the drifters, we've never seen before. I'm almost 100% certain right now that this is not going to stop escalating. And I think this won't be a permanent event. I think this will be something that
Nah.
unfolds over the course of the next year, and then it'll be over for a while. And then maybe they'd use a different faction or something like that down the road or something like that. But I don't see this being a permanent change.
The unknown
Oh.
part of it is the funnest part of it, and but the dumpstering of the Care Bears and the blobs is really nice. The problem arises when you have let's say 20 dudes in Lokis and your scout reports there's a bunch of drifters on the other gate. So what do? You can't really jump into that or anything like that. So you can just go back and. Yeah, it's gonna kind of once the dust settles down, it's probably gonna have a bad effect on the fleet.
Come on, Jebby. You know all those Lokis are going to be dual web already fit with cloaks, man. They'll be fine, man. They'll get right through
I
that
mean,
camp.
the Logis are the good example. But
But
normal
no, I get
fleets
what
and
you're
shit,
saying. But
right?
if you're in Gnosis or something like that, yeah, and they're dunking on people, the AI is designed to go and catch people and stuff. I mean, it sucks.
Also, look, here is something I defended even before, 2 years ago or something. Still I defended. Eve is a little bit stagnant. Valsec is
The proxy
safe, and
says-
so on and so forth. The game is less lively than it used to be. But I
Okay,
think
let's get the
solution to that
Marcaria. I'm
is
done with their
ultimately
dumb
not
shit.
PV mechanics, because PV mechanics always will get min-maxed. They will get repetitive. The solution to that is actually fostering meaningful interaction between players. Each Rorqual dying to these drifters is a super and Rorqual not dying to players, right? So if you think about it that way, I think this sets like a dangerous premise where CCP keeps playing with these PV mechanics or developing these PV mechanics rather than developing organic interaction, which is how the game is suffering right now.
Shittalking
Okay.
station.
The problem also is
Olmeca.
whenever you
Hey,
go to someone's
Jalen.
space, like this, when you say the drifters, you go into there, you'll screw because they're gonna dunk you. They're just gonna dance on your corpse, and you're not gonna have anything to fight. That sounds like every delve entry system,
Well,
and that's
You're
the thing.
jumping
Like,
the gun as well.
I'm
It's-
curious though if so I have a question for Olmeca regarding what they just said. Do you feel that there is enough of a NPSI, small solo gang presence, are there even enough of us to kill enough Rorks to make it meaningful enough for goons to try to find different solutions to their logistical chain, or hurt them to where Rorks become being out in a Rork is dangerous again?
No.
Right now, no. But the game mechanics need to be changed. If the game mechanics are changed
yeah,
again,
the meta is as such.
if you give me something to counter an active Sino, and I can work wonders with that, for example.
Yeah. I mean, and one thing people are forgetting. I mean, it's cool and nice that CCP is doing some interesting PvE. That's fine. But you're forgetting that actually doing any new kind of PvE is actually more time consuming and more expensive than
Do you think they'll get
doing
debated?
some balance changes for PvP. Actually, that's a fact because just look at it. You have to do new models, you have to program new AI. That's all take time and money. So yeah, it's
Exactly.
nice. It's nice in short run, but it's not a long-term solution. If they try to keep doing it that way, they will run out of money sooner or later.
And for
Yeah,
years
what-
we have watched CCP to introduce new random kind of
Bless
PvE
you.
in this game, and half of it was successful, but half of it just went to the trash. Like FOBs, drifter wormholes. Do you guys even remember about drifter wormholes? I wonder how much
Yeah.
time and effort they spent to this.
And drifter incursions as well.
Yeah. So these kind of things, they allocate that precious dev time, and dev time is the most precious thing in the CSM as well. You have all these changes you want to do, but which one are you going to prioritize? Because dev time is really limited. So
Man,
instead
I
of
should play some
allocating
Dota.
dev time to, you know, this many PV stuff that half of it goes down to the trash, maybe CCP should consider better balance changes and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and the one thing I'm hoping is, like, I'm on knees, I'm praying right now that this little drifter incursion thing is just so they can, after this, they can actually limit citadels and systems. Like, I'm just hoping, like, they're going to purge as many of them as they can, and
They're
then set
all
a hard
going
limit.
away, fudge.
I'm
don't
just
believe in
hoping that's what it is.
that hard limit, but yeah.
Drive active.
The thing with that though is that you guys are jumping the gun quite a lot. Everyone's complaining that the drifters are going to wipe out null
Move
setters.
infinite
If you go
multitasking.
back and look at all the citadels that were hit on the first date, not one of them was hit for their second timer. These drifters aren't going to kill citadels unless they're very, very lucky with timing, like they were with the Sino beacon.
Yeah, I mean, they're
I mean,
pretty
you
much
can pull
random.
them like the Dinos pulled the Pandas to the Keepstar. Right, so like emergent gameplay is pulling them.
But they must be spawned in the system in the first place. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're spawned for the initial timer, they'll be there for the second timer and every subsequent one, unless you kill them off, right? They don't like go away.
Let me make a clarification. Whatever I said about these drifters is for the case that they actually begin to kill citadels. If they don't, then
Who, Juzuv?
I hope they do, because we need something to like limit the citadels in space. But I don't think this is the way. I think this is a CCP testing out some other stuff they can do. Because there was absolutely no warning for the switch being flipped. It was just 1 minute they're fine, next minute they're attacking.
Yeah, he's completely right. There's more citadels than there's mobile depots anchored at wager, right? If dudes literally deleted their accounts, it would take us 6 to 12 months to kill their citadels. It's the cancer, right? Need some kind of solution.
Yeah, and honestly...
And even if they were there, they would just start planting more and more and more citadels while you're trying to invade anyways. You'd be spending the next, like, 3 years with them just constantly shitting out more citadels that you just have to keep on sieging over and over and over and over and get nothing out of it.
4 a.m. Eve time, right? 27 right arrows.
And that even determines the nullsec meta, right? Some group invades the other, the invaded group loses all the citadels, and then when they get back, they'll just deploy more citadels. It's easier to farm citadels than, you know, attack.
I mean, why wouldn't you? The citadel cost less than some fucking cruisers.
Lol, wrecked.
And the thing is, like, when you're attacking, like, if the guy's defending, you're not going to get jack out of it. Like, if you try to attack them, you're not going to get anything out of that citadel. At least with stations, you at least got, you know, hell camp stations. You can try and get fire sales. You could lock them out of the station. You have a new docking point yourself. You had a lot of different things you could actually get out of that, even if they were minimal. Now it's just, we'll be bashing the citadel. They don't have to bring ships. The citadel fights for itself. And we've got another 23 more to go in the system. They've got another 100 systems with another 20 citadels each. I'm not going to bother. I'm going to go play another game.
Yeah.
I'm pushing for a change where at least that 15% asset safety tax switches to the attacker, like is allocated for the attacker instead of NPCs. Instead of going to NPCs, imagine it goes to attacker, either by default or by some mobile structure mechanics.
My dude, it needs to be like in the wormholes. It needs to like drop loot like the loot fairy. Otherwise, it's like pointless.
Or just at least make the fucking safety timer longer, because that will at least hurt. Okay, you can save your assets, but you will have to wait months for them. So they will put a dent in your plans. Okay.
Yeah, the problem with that is the other problem. Citadels have two ridiculously good things. You tether and you got your asset safety. If you had neither of if you had no tether, you wait for asset safety to get your shit out. If you had no asset safety, you just tether your shit out and jump freighter everything. You couldn't stop them from getting their loot out no matter what.
Don't smoke, that's bad for you.
Either one would be great, but they've got both. It's just ridiculous.
Which will nicely bring us to another point. Because honestly, at this point, we really don't know what the fuck is CCP doing with the drifters. At last, they're doing something. Up to them.
We need to say that allegedly there's a tweet from this dude saying it's intended behavior, it's not accidental behavior, right?
I mean, that's what they say because people like it. If people didn't like it, they would say it's a bug.
Fair enough, lol.
I can tell you with 100% certainty that this is intended. That CCP has been intending this for a while.
I mean, it would play into the whole Triglavian storyline, so I guess that somebody at CCP remembered that if Evil has a story and lore, good for them.
Dude, Ashtaroth's got to be loving this right now, man. I've been talking to him about it. He's so excited. It's so cool to see him, like the lore guys, get a little bit of time just to like fucking nerd out.
Yes, now we need Erping channel and we're completely set.
Oh.
But let's not go there just yet. Let's move on to the point that we already touched a few times here. And that's the upcoming reworks of VNI. VNIs will become basically normal vectors. People will just switch to Gillas and
Dominic
to
says.
yes, or Merums.
Emerons.
Yeah, same shit. But with that one hand in hand, so we can only have nice things, comes tether reworks that are terrible already, we can tell. Well, so aside from people, I mean, Galante Militia is probably in panic now because their main source of income, that being VNIs, have been obliterated.
Ah, fuck them, lol.
Okay, they will have to farm some different tiers, and that will change completely nothing because drones are still drones and there's plenty of drone boats, and Tether will now automatically keep you approaching. So yes, press F for bumping the Titans unless you have a fucking ball of faxes ready to bump it out, and I'm sure somebody will declare it an exploit.
No, that's hardcore because I used to bump dudes off Citadels. There should be a thing. If he's AFK and you bump him, that's legitimate, right? The crying of the risk adverse behavior is reaching to the heavens, and they're like, okay, we had enough, you're crying, let's fix the tether, lol, fix.
Yeah.
Make it even more risk adverse, lol.
Let me
And the
tell
thing
you
for me,
about it.
sorry,
You go ahead, man.
I was say the thing for me is like this change is tiny. It's minimal. Like you have to go on the Citadel grid. If you try and bump your station, a ship off a Citadel grid, the Citadel can fuck your shit up. It's a small, minimal change. But it's the direction that they went in the first place. Like, why? We've been bitching that Citadels are so safe and boring as it is. Why the fuck did you make it worse?
What the fuck's he doing?
Yeah, I think there are two angles to this. The first angle is how all kinds of niche ways to get kills and stuff in nullsec or other places even is getting nerf and after nerf after nerf. You know, there is no longer station games. We cannot bubble trap ships because there are so many citadels right now, and this is like this is a change where that continues that trend. The second thing is CCP kind of has like these slogan motivations, you know, make citadels much same like poses and so on and so forth. With the jump bridges, you know, we're gonna make these unzipped gates like much like normal gates. But if you think about it, if you introduce player normal gates to the game, then it kind of breaks the entire kind of geography and the meaning of geography and the meaning of having a region and so on and so forth. So it's kind of bullshit slogan moves drives these changes, and for this mooring thing,
Just
it's
scan
like
on
they
the
want
links.
to replace the entire post functionality. But if you wanted poses, right? If you wanted citadels to be exactly like poses, you wouldn't need citadels. And in many ways, citadels are much better than poses for locals, right? So in some ways, maybe it's good for them to be worse than poses. Just sheer improvements over poses. If they are, then the game becomes much more safer and stagnant, and kills will be denied. We have like 4 Titan kills in the last 2 months, just in which we just bumped AFK people.
I should log in Tesla.
So you take away these from people, this kind of stuff from people, you'll see people like Skill Yourself and all kinds of other people seeking PvP just leaving the game, slowly going away, because they create organic stagnation, basically.
But think of the poor AFK ratter that went AFK for 6 hours on Tether.
Whoa.
That's the thing. Like, I got a friend of mine, right, who's been saying this is a good change for his small alliance. I'm like, yeah, sure. You
let's
get
see
to have
what
your
he does with
super because
wings.
apostles are being removed. Your super will be safe in the Citadel. Great, it's great for you. Now think about the big alliance with 1,000 Titans that can move all of them and then tether every single one and more, every single one, so they're all permanently safe. You can never try and snag one. You can never try and pick one off. You can't bump some AFK guy. He's going to be there until the servers turn off for the day. There's nothing you can do. It's why. And as Olmeca said, Citadels being better than Posses. They absolutely are. Like, Posses, you can try and take out the guns. Posses, the bubble, you can see the guy moving to the edge of the bubble. So if he's going to come shoot you, you'd see it coming. Except in Tether, you can do that at any point whenever you want. The guy can sit hugging the station until he decides to lock you up, and then all of a sudden, all of his friends undock, and they're all going to screw you. It's... why?
I mean, I will agree that Posses were completely terrible from point of view of somebody who was managing them. I was managing enough Posses to know that they were terrible from that point of view. But honestly, the whole gameplay mechanic around the Posses, around saving up in Posses, about defending Posses, about Posses actually being autonomous with their defenses, I think they were much better mechanically than Citadels. Because Citadels are in that weird in-between spot between normal stick and a station egg. And it's not quite like either, and honestly not as good as either. It's just weird combination.
It's taken the best of both, but none of the negatives.
Well, yeah. And that make it worse than both, because you had basically there was balance of weak and strong points with either. But this sort of somehow mixed it together, and it's just less fun. I mean, I had lots of fun fighting people on stick bubble, or just trying to defend stick with like long range characters. That was a thing. But
It just takes the best for their owners, It doesn't take the best for people interacting with them.
Docking request
yeah,
accepted.
basically they're less hassle to maintain. And they're hassle and operate. I will give them that. I will absolutely agree with. But as something that should be player made, player owned, player operated, it just feels way too much like something that you would find in NPC space. Well, anyway, that's one thing. Anyone else has anything to say about the new meta of VNIs being replaced by Gilas?
The Dominic says they're gonna have a hyperspatial rig, and the dude still has 100,000 HP, so it's gonna be equal
MJD.
as the MGD. So it's gonna be equal and or better than the
How about their
backsource.
line time?
I mean, these like
100
super
MV
bad
and eyes,
line
about
time.
the same.
Yeah, like they're both really fat and ungrateful to be aligning out, but
Yeah, but the Dominics will have.
Lasino high slot and 100,000 HP, right? Vexor never has that.
Yeah, and even then,
Basically-
Dominics will align faster than a 109 VNI just by pulsing its MVD.
So basically, the question is, if all botters switch to Dominixes, will the Dominixes be easier to catch, harder to catch?
No,
or the same?
harder, absolutely harder, because
Then
they can
that's a good
have.
thing.
Because they will have MJD, and you can even reasonably fit steps, MJD, Sino, and then off tank and gank on ratting Dominics.
Oh wait, that's
I'm
not
more
good.
expecting Vapors to be in the Myrmidon instead, because it's the same thing but smaller and dirt cheap. You can fit the MJD, you have your Sino and your high slot if you really need it. It's going to be the same thing but so remarkably cheap, it's going to be an easy
Drive
switch.
active.
Yeah, and I mean, and those who are a bit more richer and do better sides will just use A-stars and Gillas like they always did. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I saw some point in chat that, yeah, that's one thing. Dominix is slower in warp, so either we will see hyperspatial Dominixes, or we will see more Dominixes landing in bubble that's been preset. That's one thing that could happen.
Oh no, no! A rise in cost of my precious hyperspatial rigs. No.
You can fit 3 hyperspatials and still have enough DPS and tank.
Warp drive active.
I'm crying now.
I mean, this is clear case of CCP applying the right fixes at the wrong places, or rather the wrong
He's being a little
fixes
shit.
at the right places. Pick whichever you like more. Honestly, the problem with VNI was that it was cheap, and
Warp drive
it was also drone boat, and drone boats can basically AFK rats all day long because of the drone mechanics. As long as you can set drones to automatically aggress anything that is logging you up or shooting you,
Hello, dear
it
comrades.
basically
Fly
changes
safe.
nothing. You
Oh,
just
fuck yeah, KLB
made
Gaming.
people that
Thanks
are
for the
ratting in
subscription.
VNI now,
Here's that hurt.
and we
Shit,
all
we
know
need to
that
move the
catching ratting
overnighting.
VNIs is not exactly pinnacle of fun.
They're kind
Then they will just
There.
swap to different kind
good
of
enough.
ship that's not fun to catch, and maybe even harder to catch. Well, it will absolutely change
We
nothing
need
about
to
how the
drifter.
actual
Just give me
ratting
a
itself
second.
is done,
Fuck yeah, thanks for
because
the
it will
awesome
be still
support.
drone boat.
Yeah, I've been bitching about this for a long time, and because people haven't really listened. I understand that drones have always been a big problem. Always, like
Fuck yeah.
drone PvP ships are ridiculous. We have a bit of fun. Go fit a Vexor. Just put on the drone, a proper drone set, and then fit a Thorax with neutron blasters. It's the same DPS and none of the fitting cost. And you can say, well, you can defang it. Well, yeah, at blaster range, you won't be defanging it.
I mean,
It-
I think yeah, I'm pretty excited
Go ahead.
about the VNI nerfs slash changes. They're pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
It's also because now VNI will be better in PvP. If you liked PvP VNI, you will like it now even more. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the thing. It's gonna be ridiculously
don't-
good. Like rep bonus.
I don't care about other people, their PVE needs. I care about this is now like I want to. V team's got plans. All right, we got plans, boys. It's gonna be fucking beautiful.
I mean, just don't feel for SRP.
Warp drive.
Much as we
Anyway,
hate it though, PvE is part of the game, and it's pretty important.
I don't think people really hate it. They just hate what kind of PvE is now most prevalent, and that's being AFK in a drone boat.
It's also for the botting.
Less than 3.
Oh hey, DTM.
Yeah, but no, for bot,
Thanks,
bots
my
it
nerd.
changes nothing. Bot doesn't have to rely on auto aggro. Bot just looks up things on his overview going
Golf,
from
K3
top
on
to
top.
bottom.
Give me a
and,
second,
like,
we're taking a fight, team.
it changes nothing for botting. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, if we
Hello?
would remove like the drone bot stuff, it would make bots a little
Hey,
more
he's
easier
dead.
to
Let's
spot
switch
from a
drifter.
TCP's perspective.
Man, DTM, thanks for the
Because
subscription.
the difference
dropping
between a
4
bot,
months there.
between a
Fuck
bot and
yeah.
a AFK VNI at the moment is very little. It's there, of course. But
Yeah, I mean that's another problem. Like, how do you tell somebody is bot or not
feels
without
good, man.
observing them for all day long?
Gently put
You
it
don't.
there.
You basically can't tell the fucking difference between
The
somebody being
elitist
AFK
trick I've
running
seen.
and somebody having a bot running. That's how bad it is right now.
Wrong ammo, team.
Yeah, I'm not. I think that's pretty bad. I mean, we were going around Declan last night after stream, and I mean, I don't know how many of you guys have flown with
Oh,
Toxic
fuck
and know how he
yeah.
scans, but he was literally
Damn, son.
warping to
Jalen's making
system, like,
train.
to
He
SIGs
gifted 10 subscriptions.
just randomly and landing on
Yay.
VNIs, and they were still
Fuck
getting off.
yeah.
Like, there was
Man,
no
what did I
way
do
he
to
could
deserve
scan
this?
it down faster. It was stupid, man.
Damn.
It was just like,
That's unbelievable.
I don't know. It
Shit.
feels like ratting is
Jalen, the
uh,
hero of that Twitch
the
chat.
problem is it feels like ratting is just an incredibly
that
safe way. And,
pause.
I mean, despite the fact that we
GF.
say that, like, where I'm like somebody like me says I'm happy about the changes, and
Persephone witnessed.
particularly I'm happy
10
about the fact
subscriptions.
that I'll be
Fuck
able to use
yeah.
it more for more interesting PvP things.
My dudes.
I
Let's
don't
switch
think
for
that
the other-
hurting
that's for
people
the
in a
vertical
at
as
least like
well.
a way that is like maybe we can recognize botters more, or maybe it's a little more dangerous for you to be out ratting in your carrier or something like that. Like, I don't know. I feel like these things are just they're important, and I think they should be implemented into the game.
Oh,
So
Frank joined.
Are
Okay.
we
Yes,
not
yes.
happy about the
Oh,
update
there
to
he is.
VNIs?
No, we are. We were just talking about like botters and everything.
Yeah, the change is great, but its result is not what I don't think the result was what is intended.
No, it's a great change
Okay,
if you like
updated.
VNI
Let's
for
update
your
the
go-to
TeamSpeak.
PvP boat. But as a change that was supposed to fix what CCP basically is trying to fix with it,
Where's Frank?
it's
Oh, there he
non-change.
is.
It
Look,
changes
if
nothing.
so, if the change aims at botters,
Good enough.
there are multiple variables here. For example, if with the Myrmidon is botter is per hour gonna be the same, or with the Dominix, if maybe the skill point, entry point, because these botters get banned a lot
Reasonable.
and they create new accounts. And
Man,
what makes
Jalen,
botters
thanks,
lucrative
friend.
is that in that middle
Fuck yeah.
time that you manage
That's
to
awesome.
bot,
Yeah, it
you
pays
can
for
actually
itself. Yeah.
it pays off. It's profitable.
Man, 10
right?
subscriptions.
If the
That's true
SVM is
dedication right
higher,
there.
then they are gonna need to pay more to get get bots. And if is per hour is lower, then they're gonna make less money. So maybe there's slight touches here, like it's not like a change where it's gonna add and botting, but maybe there are some slight improvements, and it doesn't make any PvPer upset. Overall, it's not a bad change, I think.
Yeah, as you said there, like the whole the initial cost of making these new bots. Like if they go, that's why I'm expecting Merms over Dominixes, because the cost is all lower in every regard compared to like a Dominix.
And alphas can fly them. That's another thing.
So can alphas fly Dominixes as well?
Yeah, they can.
And
Use fat drones as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're removing T2 mediums from alphas, which is also sort of knee-jerk reaction, but they will just use faction drones or T1. Bots doesn't care. But yeah, okay, that was, unless Frank wants to fart since he came.
No, I'm good.
He already farted. Okay,
Yeah,
so we can move
Heat
on
on
to
drag, that's
another
not good.
thing. Well, there was more on the keynotes. There was lots of shit on the keynotes, but there's always lots of shit on the
He can be
keynotes,
the
and half
armor
of
or
it never
the-
happens. We can now
Brad, the
discuss
goddamn
the
gate.
things that CCP says will happen, but likely will not. Well, they will, but we probably
What's he
won't live
doing?
to see it. Too bad. And that's the promise of, after how long? Almost 1.5 decade. Alliance bookmarks. Yes, finally.
Use an expiry
don't hold your
bookmarks. What's
breath.
Olmeca doing?
Don't hold your
Bless
breath,
him.
because just like the
2K.
second set of pirate implants, it will likely get delayed.
And expiring bookmarks as well. They were announcing those. Man,
Yes,
bless
I
you, Mecha.
I think that anyone
gonna
who
slingshot
has
team.
more than 10 bookmarks can agree that current bookmark system is garbage.
Yes, sure, I was born yesterday.
I take the silence as yes.
That's true. And also one thing that's going to be really helpful is
Wrong ammo, team.
this is not just for alliances, because the shareable bookmarks will help a lot to NPSIs.
Where's the Loki?
Imagine like you're a bomber FC doing bombing runs, and you have your bookmarks and so on
Decent
and so
slingshot
forth.
from him.
In Bomber Spar, for example, I did that, and you had to share bookmarks manually, and it was very, very tedious.
Pause out.
If this
Yeah.
goes inside the
Oh,
game,
he's still there.
it's very good for NPSI.
Yeah.
I have nightmare fuel of that stuff, man. Trying to give bookmarks. Man, it hurts.
Yes, copying bookmarks one by one, or well, by 10. Well, there was a time
Mecha
when you
witness,
could
go
copy
straight to
them en masse,
Valhalla.
but then it would cause your hunger to shit itself, and you had to restart client, so that's
You're not risked worse enough. I
rid
expected
of-
a warp at 50.
Well,
Lol.
either way,
Yeah, you got like
I
to
mean, this
relatively
is
close.
just
Good attempt
in
there.
promise
The
phase.
dual probe.
CCP themselves said that do not take us on our promise, so at least they're honest there. But yeah, at least they're, after years of
Links
saying
out.
that there's technical difficulties, please stand by, that they are looking into it. That's a progress. That's progress from technical difficulties into we might do it. Um, yeah.
I don't know. The only weird thing for me that came out of the entire keynotes was for some reason they're giving wormholes a graphical update, which I like the actual wormholes themselves, which I thought they looked really good already. So
I mean,
I don't
The
understand.
player attention graph thing, the slide, that was the most concerning one. The rest of them are like filler, basically.
I mean, yeah, we basically learned that shield slaves will be delayed again.
Fuck.
But I mean, that's the tradition at this point. Shield slaves are always delayed. And
12 kilometers per second.
getting unfucked.
Oh, that's
Let's not say it's anything else.
the law
Because
key.
when they basically, the last change sort of fucked them up. When you were on lower settings, it was really hard to tell where the wormhole goes or what's its lifetime. They're trying to unfuck them. That's good. Perfect. If they look better in the process,
Well, let's
even
hunt
better.
him.
But the
Do you think we can alpha
most
him?
striking
Let's find
thing
out.
on the whole keynote, and we're moving on to point 5, was that losing 90% of players in the first week is not that much of a problem, guys.
Oh.
Was
my
that a
dude.
surprise for anyone?
I mean, it's not a surprise, but it's like indicative of things which need working, such as the most basic things, the like overview, the being introduced to the game, and so on, right? It's like we need to help our new buddies. The admins have failed them miserably for decades now, and it's up to us to make some kind of like introductions and new player-oriented organizations and those kinds of things, right? It's kind of hardcore, but like changing the overview into a better one would go a long way there. It will like cut the number in like at least a third for sure.
Did they display any numbers on what the retention was like before the NPE?
I don't remember.
No.
You'd have to ask someone.
No, not really.
Yeah, it would be nice to see if the NPE had any sort
That's the
of
friendly jag. God
effect
damn it.
on that.
Negative effect, you mean?
I mean, I don't think it makes people. I don't think it would have a negative impact.
I
just
thought
wanna
that
know.
was a
Because,
thing which will
for
shoot.
new players, right, having a on the rails beginning part.
Bro,
would probably-
Jalen gifted
would probably
10
help.
subscriptions. Fuck yeah. That's
No.
awesome.
I
Like
agree, yeah.
us looking at the NPE, thought it was kind of garbage, right? But having just some sort of direction where
Yeah, it was trash back in the day as well.
like
Captain
as a new
Skinback,
player
you're
having
completely
some
right.
sort of
Well.
direction.
Hey,
I can
Daniel, what's
imagine
up?
that's
Hey,
a little
Laura
bit
Khan,
better.
what's up? I didn't miss you. I said hi. Didn't you not hear me?
Yeah, I mean,
Who are the other people on comms? It says in title.
Honestly, why don't they
that
just
we,
change the starter
Juzuv,
rookie corp to goons, dude?
Olmeca,
There you go. You got it.
DTM, Monkey, Wingnut, and Frank.
no, I mean, since obviously
Talking over
everyone
each
wants
other
to
eats up
play
some of the
end game
vocal
right away,
pardon.
the rookie corp should be pirate. Yeah,
Well,
genius.
I actually think there's some. This is actually. I'm semi-serious when I
The
say
Zealot.
that the rookie starter corp should be like a big alliance, or maybe different big alliances, or randomized or something, because I feel like
Oh, fuck
from my
yeah, Risha.
experience,
Oh, my dude.
making new accounts
Thanks
and
for
like
10
trolling
months.
around in pandemic code and
that
stuff,
feels so
I
awesome.
feel
Thanks
like
for the
the
awesome
social
support. Let's
aspect of
swoosh it.
hopping into a mumble with 20 other
So the
people
swoosh
there
goes for
is
Risha.
really beneficial. I don't know if it would have to be a null alliance or a high sec alliance, but like I think there's validity in throwing them into a group of people who actually have centralized comms and actually have people who are willing to sit there and mentor you
Risha is our
outside of
celebrity.
chat
He's
and
the
get
author
you
of
in
the
Discord and
Pirates
get you
Self-Help
in Mumble or
software.
whatever. And like I think there's some real validity in that, and I think that because of how
Hey,
deep
what are these
EVE
things?
Online is, the only way to do that in a really effective way is have other players teach them. I think the
I bet it's a
MPE will
bunch of
always
strange shit.
be lacking in some way as long as we try to let a computer like simulation do it or
Fair
whatever.
enough. It's good to see you anyways, friend.
By the way,
I
DTM,
hope
people
you're
are
good.
complaining that you have your mic way too high. Put it a bit lower, around the crotch area.
Yeah, alright, I'll turn it down 1 sec.
The one thing I find funny with that, right, with the whole MPE thing, I made a brand new account earlier today because I wanted to make a boost shot finally because I wanted to go full Olmeca. I mean, something else. But
Okay, I'll turn him
when I
down.
made the
Yes,
account, I
pardon,
noticed that
yes.
a lot of the stuff in the sidebar was entirely missing. I was like, okay, Does a new player not need to see his wallet? Does he not even know how much ISK he actually has?
Yeah.
What?
Fuck, man. The
I
new
was just like,
thing
wait, what? The
screwed
most
with
basic
me.
thing? Where is it?
I think
Okay,
that's
I
like a
adjusted it. How does it sound like that?
change, too.
Hey,
Not like-
Jalbat 07.
Because I think
07,
I made
you and Smelly
a
Cat.
character on the
How do you
MP
doing?
when it first came out, and I'm pretty sure I had the wallet there. I
Oh, the
think they
Maryland.
made
They
a
collected
change.
into.
Go ahead.
Sorry. They collected all into categories.
Yeah, at
And
some
it's
point
trigger-
since like the first
Of course,
MPE until
Maryland.
now, they like condensed the overview or the Neocon buttons into the categories, and they moved those categories, right?
Yeah.
So at that point, I think is when like the wallet and stuff got moved. But yeah, I agree that stuff like that, stuff like wallet, should be, should be defaulted to show.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing things. I mean,
Correct, G.
I
Gasper, that's a
even
good way.
admitted it last time. I think they're doing the right thing with the agency. But I will hate myself.
Let's see it, Maryland.
But I will admit it. And I think they're doing the
Fuck.
right thing with the NPE.
No,
but
Maryland's first.
still leaving way too many loose ends. Like,
Warp drive.
where's
He was ready for
where's
the
the fucking
team.
agent telling you to go do epic arcs? Because epic arcs are basically extended tutorial, and it's that initial theme park that gives you things.
The thing tells you to get a Venture and shoot Veldspar in 1.0 high sec. It's hopeless. That's not what you want to teach your dudes. Our good dude in Twitch chat was like, the way I learned Eve was by dying a lot and asking questions to the pirates that blew me up. That's probably as close as to the best approach as you can get, right?
Yeah, there's only, like I said, I think the only way to actually teach people this game and to develop their love for it.
Now he's too
because of
silent.
The fact that, let's be honest, the mechanics, PVE as well as sometimes PvP, kind of garbage. in
Okay,
this
now
game.
he's not
Like, it's just, they're not interesting. They don't feel good to execute. You play a game like Blade and Soul, you play a game like Terra, and like the things you do in that game feel like awesome when you do something. You're like, damn, I
Suck.
did that. You don't really get that in Eve Online.
Oh, that's
So
that's
the only
him
way
in the
is to have
suck.
players teach players, and like I said, I think the new player experience should involve very active or like corpse. I think they should. I mean, maybe that's not everybody. Maybe that's not in everybody's best interest, but I mean, I think it's the best way to keep people in the game.
Back in the day, the tutorial used to send people into factional warfare, but what would happen is the dudes would become FW flagged up in Jita, and people would farm them and whatever, right? You know.
Yeah, basically, yeah. That's another thing. Basically, the faction warfare was supposed to be the
The
PvP
what now? The
tutorial.
factional warfare.
Yes, the fuckton of warfare. Fuckton of warfare was supposed to be the PvP tutorial, except
Yes.
that's standings. CCP somewhat forgot to think it through. So basically, yeah, if you go and do this extended PvP tutorial, you will end up fucked when you want to do something in
Laura Han
Isaac.
says,
And
I
as
would
new
vote for
player,
Evlog if
you
he
won't
wants to be a
have
CSM
out
member.
to
Thanks,
get
and
that
here's
done.
that
I mean,
hard
I'm
symbol.
permanently
Thanks for the awesome
-10,
support.
and I don't give a shit because I have
No, GB, it's
plenty
not.
of outs to do everything I possibly need in Isaac. But new player won't have that. So yes, that's another thing. Like,
Here is a like maybe a different.
Yes,
kind
I
of
need to
approach
update
this.
it. My brain.
So retention
I'm gonna
issues
smoke
have
cigarette, don't smoke,
always
friends.
been traditionally big, and we see all these players leaving really quick, and then imagine like, what if some 10% of it left, remained the game instead? You know, the game would have been much better. So we push CCP to work on NP and
The
so on and so
Thrasher.
forth. But as DTM said, like if you take this game, okay, I think the game looks beautiful, like spaceships, stations, but there's nothing much you can do with your ship. If you play another MMO, like let's say WoW, okay? If you play WoW, there's a lot of spells and character combinations and a lot of raids and PvE, and even mechanics will always be simpler and less, maybe satisfying compared to any other MMO. What derives fun from this game is kind of like, first of all, it's the social aspect. Second of all, it's the like a psychological
Son
or
says
sandbox
they thinks he
aspect
made
where,
it
you
for
know,
us.
I'm killing
Shit.
stuff in Delve and I'm kind of feeling like I make a difference, and or you know, I bump or push things, but I don't even look at the screen. The game doesn't look beautiful at all, but I have this psychological feeling I'm stealing something from someone, right? That's kind of like an immersive, emergent feeling. But let's admit that that's very hard to get to, and that's also not for everyone. So maybe the retention being low will always be an issue for Eve, no matter how good the new player experience is. If that's correct, maybe we should also equally work on keeping the players. I think in the world, Eve is such a niche game. I think in the world there is enough players to play this game, but only if you make the game sustainable and don't fuck up the ecosystem and don't fuck up play styles. If we keep players playing the game, that's, I think, equally important compared to NPE. People shouldn't just look at the retention and say
That's he runs, the Merlin runs.
you know, CCP too, like their mouth is watering when they think, oh, 5% of these players, if they played the game, then our game would have twice the amount of subscribers in a year or so. So forth. Maybe that's never gonna happen. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he
You
bring
can,
a
like,
really
you can hear the
strong
corporate
point.
speak there.
Yo, pardon.
No, go for it, mate. Go for it.
Yeah, he was like, it serves as a filter for the risk adverse and for the weaklings and everyone like that, right? You know, it's like the game's not made for everyone. It's like a bunch of toxic shitlords griefing each other infinitely, basically, right? So if we filter out the weak and the squishy and the noobs and the sensitives and the delicate flowers and all those types of dudes, then it might actually be a good thing,
I mean, we should weed out squishy, but yeah, let's.
Wow, dude, I'm telling you, dude. Honestly, I do want to talk. I do want to talk about retention of normal players a little bit, and like, before I started streaming, I was kind of on the verge of quitting Eve because I've been living and being a pirate for a while, and I thought that was sort of
Where's my barcus?
all I'd ever learned to do. And then I started playing, and then I met Toxic, and then I met Squishy, and then I met Arid, and now I've met all these other cool people, including 404
We need a
and you guys
tackler
and
at FC.
And it's changed the way I look at the game, and the things we do and what we have fun doing is all in spite of CCP. I don't think CCP is very good at keeping players here. I just go back. I think players are good at keeping players here. Like, we go out and we do interesting things, but like Olmeca, how many other people have hundreds of accounts spread across Delve with command desis just chilling out? Like, that's your thing. That's what you're known for. Like, how many people go out and like fucking barely any tank Hyperions and just blap one bill fucking Lashaks off the grid even though they have all their logi? Like, that's a B team thing. How many other people lose like battleships with small blasters on them? That's a wingnut thing. How many other people are as bad at PvP as JJ? That's a JJ thing. Like, it's just but you get to build this identity and everything, but it only means anything in the context of the people around you. And it's just like it's so tied into everything. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm really wrong, but I feel like I would not be playing this game anymore if it wasn't for the people I've met and like being driven to do new things.
Yeah, like only people
I'm
playing
there
are better vets for sure. Like, and dudes who are like all from. It's not from what the game brings. It's more like what the community interactions are. It's like a chat client with all these extra features, right?
Yeah. And that's not actually just unique to Eve. What DTM explained is just MMOs in general. So like Jebby talks about a lot, like Eve is just an IRC client with an interface, right?
Jabber client.
Yes, it is. We are filthy renters. We don't even have our own chat, right?
But
no, that's totally right, Frank.
And
You're absolutely
Eve is unique in just the aspect of how, like, what the storylines can do, or like how big the storylines can get, and that's kind of the only thing that really separates Eve from like the WoWs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is that we have storylines that involve like espionage and you know, thieves and just all that stuff, right? And that's kind of the
Redomus
only
Minor,
thing
where are you
that
from? I'm from
separates
Croatia.
Eve away from
Is that all good?
non-or traditional MMOs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hold Eve to a higher standard than the shitty MMOs which have pay to win and daily login rewards and those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah, Jalen. Thanks for the
and
Eve
days.
is a
So-
chat server with an added submarine simulator in space.
maybe I'm
Full
wrong,
the
but,
submarine simulator.
if we can't get players invested in the things they do and the people around them, or finding their thing, or finding the new people around them, if we don't have good ways of doing that,
feels
and
good, man.
in a lot of ways I feel like we don't.
Thanks for the thing, bits.
Like
The
meeting new
submarine
players isn't
simulator.
necessarily hard though, but having a good positive interaction with players can be really difficult. But and
Dvexor.
then finding those interactions.
Dvexor
I think
team.
the key part here is like showing new players
Where he
what they don't know, you know, because they don't know what they don't know, right, when they begin the game. But if they know all kinds of different
Dvexor.
careers they can get into without necessarily going into those careers, then that's already a big thing. Remember how Chance Ravine did those videos, and a lot of people realized, oh, I could get into a stealth bomber and dive into wormholes and begin killing people. So that's how I started Eve. A second time. The first time
German,
I
a
was
bit
in
Italian,
Renter
Spanish.
Corp and structure bashing, and I left. And the second time that really got me hooked was like diving into wormholes with bombers, and that's a kind of a bit correction to your point as well, because I don't think people necessarily need to play with
Latin,
others
that's not
to
really
get
spoken
into
or a
that kind of
language.
immersive immersion level. I actually played a lot solo and didn't do fleet stuff or social stuff.
He
besides
runs from
NPSI.
us, we
I didn't
tried
have
it.
like long-term friends in this game.
But
So-
you need the players.
Well, yeah,
Hey, get
I
the Ghost
agree.
Miner, and
Olmeca.
welcome back.
That's why
Thanks to
I
Ian.
try to. So maybe maybe they don't
But-
necessarily need the interaction of sitting.
We
in comms
cleared
and
out
talking
the
to other
system
people. Like
team.
Killcam Spectre, I think, is a good example, and yourself of what you said. Like Killcam, he's a guy who's always soloed PvP.
Wait,
he's
what?
a fucking deadly oracle.
Why is
Spire.
DTM
I
Stam
hate
a-
fighting him because he's so fucking good. It pisses me off. But damn, dude, if he doesn't do
Cool.
his thing, and if he's not known for his thing, I think he's at the top of the Abyssal PvP boards. It's just
Yeah.
he's really good.
So the idea here is like the social aspect is like you go into wormhole, you kill someone, and that has like repercussions that you know that it has meaning for it. It's not like a random thing. You don't spawn like
More
graveyard, you
food
do
into the meat
like you do in
grinder.
World of Warcraft. So there it has. So that kind of satisfaction is already psychological.
Jalen,
is
we need to
already
get you
there,
on the
it's
show.
already- it's
Just like
already-
hit up
it
Juzuv on my
already is
Discord.
relative to other people in this game. It's not like interacting with the environment or NPCs, you know. So in that way, that social immersion is really important. But I don't think people necessarily have to talk
Heron.
to other people. Or you can watch videos to educate yourself. You can do a lot of other things. There's a lot of material.
I
Right.
agree.
So okay. So like the I guess this
No,
I
Heron's
want to
first
say
team.
like a solution to the problem we're talking about is like how to get players figuring out what I guess like what's an option for them to do, or what are options for
Casper
them to do.
Undog, the silver
which,
magnate earlier.
I know a lot of streamers, myself included, like we always recommend going through like the epic arc, right? Because like that'll give you a kind of a like an overview of what's possible in Eve to do, like what kind of things you can do in Eve. So I guess like what would be the call to action? Like what would you tell CCP, this is what you need to do, or this is what I think you need to do to help players like me that started? Like Olmeca is different in the fact that like they started and they were just alone, right? I started and immediately had a bunch of people to play with, and like I would not have played otherwise. Like I would not have started myself and kept playing by myself. Like what do you do for both of those people to help them first get into the game?
Free
This is-
blowjobs.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Okay. And this is like part you're saying like for new people to get in, they usually want someone else to fly with or something to watch, something to aspire to in terms of Olmeca. I agree, Olmeca. I was the exact same. I was this far from leaving Eve, and I saw Chance Rabin's videos, and I'm back. I'm ready to go. You know. It's the problem is like they're focusing so hard on new players. Like you can see they're all fapping under the table right now about all these new players coming in. Like, oh no, we're not getting them all. What about the old players? What about the guys who've been playing for years who are now watching their game style just die?
Yeah,
As
that's
he's like, no, I'm gonna make it
hardcore.
better.
I mean, they're following the money trail, and they'll probably follow the money trail into the mobile because they're also pets, right? They're owned by the PA and Pearl Abyss, right? And
That's
Pearl
the thing, though,
Abyss in
right? Like,
2018, they made a shit fuck ton of money on BDO, and then they made 300% more on their mobile game of that. So it's obvious where our push is gonna be directed towards too, right? It's like we are gonna be used as an example of like JB's pilot is the end game shit that you can inject for with credit card swiping instead of Kron outfit melting and shit, and be like, now you too can have 10,000 frags and 100,000 FC frags, right? Man, like, and those kinds of things, right? That's what the better vets are left for. We're like,
I don't think you can ever make an online game with Eve's stuff. You can make a game where, asset acquisition game where you can get into bigger and bigger ship and it's online and it follows the trend and earns a lot of money. It's just going to be the different game, and I don't think there's not going to be interaction or integration or something. So we're fine. We'll just play our game.
I mean, okay, I will be unpopular. No, I will be made the voice of reason. That's terrible. But, 10% player retention wouldn't be so bad in any other MMO. I guess that other MMOs are pretty much the same. But other MMOs don't really depend that much on people actually being in the game playing. I mean, in a theme park, it doesn't matter. You just need enough people to go do your raid or dungeon. Otherwise, you just follow the quests, you do your dailies, and okay, you're done. What do you care about other people? But for a game like Eve, that it doesn't matter if you play with other people or against other people. You basically need the people in the game because honestly, that's what we said. That Eve is all about the interaction between players. Because honestly, on mechanical level, it's pretty ancestral and pretty shitty. But even shitty game can be fun with friends, or when you have some people to like interact with in any way. So yeah,
cool, Captain Skin.
losing 90% of players in the first weeks it's not a problem for something like World of Warcraft or EverQuest.
Don't smoke, that's bad for your health.
They don't depend on people being in the game world. But we do in Eve. So for us and for CCP, this is a serious problem. But yeah, what can you do? Let's be real. Eve is a very old and very niche game.
That he runs from us.
They can slow it down, but I very much doubt it will be getting any better.
We tried 5 times, he just runs from us.
Because anyone who wants to play Eve at this point likely is playing Eve.
Yeah, and like Eve is the only type of space MMO thing out there, right?
No, there are few other, but they're also dead.
I mean, they're all shit. They might as well not exist, right? They're uglier than Eve. They don't support big battles. Eve is literally the meta and genre defining, and the rest of the shit space simulators can only wish they were 2% cool as Eve is.
I think
Eve has potential to keep going until there is a game where there's both physics and the single shard MMO aspect of Eve, which is not closed. Like Star Citizen has physics, but doesn't have the other side, and you need like a lot of computational development. Maybe like 30 years, 20 years, maybe you'll have it. So until if this game goes 10 years more, that's optimistic, but I think it's possible.
I think there's a point here on the thing I think we haven't spoken about. A better default overview would also be massively helpful to new players. Jesus Christ. Dude, I feel like the game's just so hard to navigate on your own, even with the MPE. I feel like it's just incredibly
I forgot
difficult.
my good
Remember
booster.
the last
Shit.
time they actually
Only
improved
12k.
interface? Let's hope they don't improve it further.
Okay,
Shit,
never
no
mind. I
Enios
take
for
it
us.
back. CCP, don't touch it. I'm sorry. Don't say. Shh.
Oh.
And it's that. And it's that.
No Enios for us. Fudge.
Well, anyone else has anything to say to them being the 10%? The exclusive 10% club?
Nope, we're done with that.
In that case, we will move a bit. I wanted to skip a bit, but we will talk about it since it ties nicely into the retention and in the Eve being in a bad state, and that's skill yourself pushing the button. The Madmans did it, they pushed the button. And
That's
we
what we
saw...
were like saying earlier, making all the actual PvPers and dudes who wanna fight instead of Care Bear quit the game. It's not the dude's fault, it's like the meta of the ship balance is set up as such, and like we got asset safety and tosses, injectors, rorcals, those kinds of wonderful things, so...
Yes, we all
It's
love
just
them.
super safe.
And super stale. But yeah, we basically already said why they did it. If they did it, sounds like one book, but let's not dwell on it. But yeah, with that said, what WoW Classic server are you gonna play on?
Silver Moon, dude.
I mean, at this point, basically, it seems that basically EVE 2.0 will be World of Warcraft 1.0.
So.
Maybe
Don't-
we get
Oh, the
Eve
suck.
Classic.
Is that our
Roll back
friendly
to
stuff?
12.
I still don't think that that's gonna be nearly as successful as people think. Like having a second server that's like, just I just don't think it'll be
I'm
as
just kidding.
popular.
No,
Well, I mean, I just wish that was the solution, right? Like I wish that would
A
be
bunch
like
of them
something
quit
like,
and they disbanded
'cause
as well.
I don't think people. I think people don't necessarily miss the old mechanics or anything like that. They just miss like the chaos that used to happen. Like they miss the chaos. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
this,
but-
it's the primary driver of why people are excited about drifters.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Great
chance of maybe
unknown.
wiping the floor clean, and starting again, like they much we all hear the the small alliance arguments, like yeah, but the problem is that even today, a small alliance won't work. And if the game was just like if drifters wiped everything, it'd be the exact same.
yeah, I
It
mean,
would, it would be the same thing in a year later.
The Alliance in the EVE is basically a fucking retirement group of nerds talking in the same comms and same chat. As long as they have some chat and some comms to talk with, then just basically resetting them in game does nothing.
That's friendlies.
Yeah, that's why the bots are real AI. They're actually going to start
Oh.
going through and they're going to start DDoSing all the TeamSpeaks and Mumbles and Discords that all these big groups use and just like crumble their infrastructure down to the ground. It's going to be great, man. And then they're going to start showing up at people's houses and breaking them like stale bread and forcing them to eat it and be like, look, this is what you did. You
Oh.
wanted this.
So what you're saying is goons will be fine because they have Jabber.
No, Jabber's going down too. What do you mean, dude? Everything's going down, man.
You're taking my postal pigeon out of my dead cold hands.
But this Mary Sue PV bullshit can eat my ass. Man, that tweet's so good, it's unbelievable.
He's so grumpy, dude. He's so. Somebody's like, I was at Goon Comms the other day talking to some of my friends that are in Karma Fleet, and they're like, well, he's not angry. I'm like, he's sure frustrated, and I'm pretty sure that means he's angry. And
The
they're like,
whole
no,
bill.
he's not angry. I was like,
Well, let's barbecue him.
Kind of seems like it to me.
I
Seems
mean,
he's pretty upset.
I mean,
I was just gonna say we all love the joke of a goon complaining about PvE.
but this TV is shit. It doesn't give you ticks.
Hogbill.
Well, I mean, why even do something if it doesn't give you ticks or spot? Well, anyway, I think we've pretty much spent new
Warp drive.
World of Warcraft Classic Alliance in Skill Yourself, and we can move on to the next scandal. I'm a bit sorry that I didn't get Jintan
Okay,
to
what's
get
he
here
doing?
and talk because he would have a lot to say about.
The fucking Reddit thread was amazing, dude.
Yes,
Oh,
about
he was ready for it.
CCP
Yep.
selling us the gold ammo. I mean, well, almost gold ammo. The SP packs. I mean, they
Dude,
did it. I'm
it
not
was
saying they didn't
so
do it
good.
before, but they weren't never so blatant about it. And at the end of the quarter,
It was so good. So Jintan posted, he's like, "Oh yeah, you can do this, and like you can essentially just get a bunch of free SP for really cheap." And then some dev was like, "It's against TOS." He's like, "Look at this part right here, dude. It's not against TOS." Dunked the fucking CCP dev on Reddit, and
The
everyone
king.
was like, "Ooh,
The king."
dude, it was so fucking good. I was losing my shit reading that. Like, fuck, man, dude. Jintan does some good shit sometimes. I gotta give that guy props.
Yeah, man, that guy, he fucking worked hard, and I'm glad to see he's able to just absolutely burn their asses now.
I mean,
I want to see the fires he can set.
Warp drive. Active.
we also see on Jintan firsthand what being on CSM does to you. It does horrible, unspeakable things to you. It turns an optimistic, young shit-talking FC into a
What
instant
are those two
bitterwet.
doing?
That's press F in respect for Olmeca now, while
Yeah,
he's
you
still
get
sane.
you get to see the. That's what people keep seeing me. You get to see the sausage being made.
Dankaroni.
Oh yeah, mate.
Not only
You
the
gotta
wings,
come out
the
stinking of
snakes.
fucking pig shit. Not gonna be good.
Yeah.
What the fuck's he
Good
doing?
luck.
Just realize that
He's
you're guinea pig for CCP. They will bring you into room and they will feed you their shit idea. And if you don't projectile
blue
vomit,
to us.
they will think that the idea is not as shit as they thought.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, pretty much.
13K.
But yeah, CCP basically doubled down on the, well, I'm not gonna call it microtransactions.
Oh fuck yeah, Drone
Well,
Bay, thanks for the host.
If we
Miner,
are
here's
completely
that card.
honest, Eve has been
Welcome,
paid to win
respected
for a while,
raiders.
but at last there
Full
was
net
a
rifter.
modicum of decency by SP being limited by time, one way or another. Of
feels
course,
good, man.
injectors, extractors, but that SP had to be
Check
trained
out our
at
good
some
buddy
point.
streaming.
And aside
07, how's
from
your free miner?
server-wide give-outs of SP as compensation for shit, there never was any direct sale of skill points. And obviously it seems that quarterly figures don't look so good, so CCP went back on that and started selling SP. I mean, what's the next thing on the list that they will sell? I want to buy a golden magnet. If they can keep it under $50, I will be happy.
I mean, they were selling boosters.
Yeah, boosters were always a thing, but they still at last needed someone to sit and train the SP. Now you get the SP flat.
Yeah, here is an unpopular opinion. I wasn't that upset by this change. So my red line is SP, Omega status, and cosmetics can be sold for money. I'm not sure about what you think about this. So if they begin to sell ships, ammo, whatever, I'm not cool. But if they, because I'm not cool because I think effort in itself, it doesn't matter. So people say, you know, anything created in the game must go through player effort. I think the nature of player effort is important. For example, ships, LP items, DD items, there's effort there, but also people undock and interact with the environment and get hunted and die, or with social interact with people, go do exploration. So those are the kind of things that matter. That's why those things shouldn't be sold on by CCP. But when you take a look at SP, we already have injectors, so we got SP farmers. SP farmers do not add anything to the environment. They don't create interaction other than kit stuff, which is.
What do you mean they don't?
not
They
legal.
directly choose CSMs.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Anyway, so I think CCP selling SP is not a big deal.
I mean, yeah, in a way, at this point, it's not that much of a big deal, but that's sort of the problem, that at this point it's not that much of a big deal. We're far too gone for it to be big deal.
Yeah, my
injectors
dudes, like
are far too
it's over, right? Dudes made the money. If you're running the multiple character training thing and had 100 accounts with 3 tunes on each, you made a gazillion ISK, right? In a literally unattackable way, from thin air, from like the desire to buy and sell skill points instantly. You could buy them at the bazaar, characters, before injectors were a thing. That was the argument and shit like that. But like,
And the
unlike
second-
every... pardon, go on.
No, you go on, because I'll open another point.
I was like just gonna say, unlike every other shit MMO which is pay to win, EVE is pay to feed, right?
Yeah.
So like we're good there. If like a dude wants to inject a bunch of strange shit and feed on day 0 to JB's armor, he's more than welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. So in that sense, it doesn't matter what you have, how you use it is important. So CCP selling
Praxis
it,
has big news, I don't know
is
if you can
okay,
find that.
as
We
long
need Marcario.
as it doesn't gimp game activity. So if they say sell ammo, then it gimps it hinders the in-game activity. So that's why that's bad. And the second thing is, the reason why this created so much backlash, both I think Jintan's problem too. It's like promises being made and not being kept. So it's trust issues. I think those trust issues are right. I think so. People are right to be worried. People are right to say, you know, what's going to be next. So that's another issue though. But SP being sold in itself is not a problem for me. But those trust issues are legitimate.
I'm already at a part of EVE where injectors have got to the point where, you know, we've seen, Dell, the billions of Rockles at this fucking point, the thousands of times, like, oh hey, let's just sell even more skill points at a cheaper price! Everyone get your Titans, boys, come on! Fuck that shit.
Can we start having like music awards yearly for the people who do like EVE Online parody music and songs, please?
We
Jesus,
can't have the
please?
Alliance tournament yearly, let alone the musical tournaments.
Dude, I'm doing it, dude. EVE CS's next tournament is gonna be a music tournament.
Fuck yeah,
But,
karaoke.
But
Yeah,
only
dude.
only as long as you also give the golden berry award.
Yes.
Okay. Fuck. Anyways, sorry. We were talking about skill farming. Yeah.
Yeah, this Mary Sue PV bullshit can eat my ass. Oh, man, that just keeps getting better.
I just think that like one of the unique things about EVE Online was the fact that there was a time barrier tied into everything, and you couldn't whip out your credit card and just get into a carrier, which was interesting and cool.
But you could have bought a character.
Oh, you could if you wanted to buy a whole character, but I feel like, what's the word I want to say? But that character still had a board and a history, right, and a time, and you could still look and see. Like, sure, it might be a different pilot in it, but at the end of the day, the idea that like there's still a time like requirement attached to that character was interesting and unique, I think.
That's something I kind of want to talk about as well, like the
So
false
don't
equivalent
smoke,
shit.
that's bad
CCP
for you,
saying, "Oh,
guys.
don't worry, injectors are just like account trading, not account trading. The character bazaar was. Oh, don't worry,
Sarah
Citadels
Connor in
are
the
just the same
proxies.
as stations and posses, like acting like they're the same sort of thing. Like, no, there are some very significant fucking differences, and you've removed what made these two things good, and just made it exactly the same bullshit as you can get from other fucking games."
Oh, what's that? Totally.
That ship has sailed long ago. EVE has been paid to, okay, not paid to win, but paid to
I
not
smoke a
grind
pack per day, roughly.
for years. But honestly, with every year, CCP seems to crank it up just a bit more. And honestly, how far can you go before you start selling fucking gold ammo?
We have
You
those,
don't,
we
dude.
have shadow drones, right? If anyone wants to credit card warrior, he can already do it.
Yeah, but like only specifically use it buying real life money, golden ammo. Like literally, you give CCP money, they give you golden ammo.
Man, I'd buy that for the stream for sure, to stunt on the Care Bears.
Dude,
I'd be the first person buying it. Then loot boxes as well. Fuck me up with that pleb shit. That's exactly what we want. Like 100 crates opening stream followed by using the golden ammo in the fire tail. Just
Exactly. Imagine using surprise mechanics in your stream. That would be nice.
Oh god, don't trigger me with those words.
I'm just waiting for the moment when, you know, like in the Simpsons, when the Russian ambassador at UN reveals that they were Soviet Union all along. When CCP basically, well, Hilmar punches the button and the CCP logo turns around and it's wargaming.
Lol. That's some dense tinfoil. Lol.
Dude, that's some fucking shit, dude. Fucking JJ figured it out, dude. Hilmar better run, bro.
I'm ready for the black helicopters.
Dude, JJ fucking, he cracked the fucking Hilmar code, dude. He figured it out, dude. CCP is wargaming, is EA, dude. We
No surprises.
Dude, I'm fucking dead, man. It's true. There's no way it's not true, man. I'm calling Hilmar right now. Hold on 1 second.
Good number on speed dial.
Oh, yes, Hilmar? Yeah. Yeah, it's DTM 135. How's it going, man? Yeah, sorry to wake you up. Yeah, yeah, so JJ figured it out, so you're gonna have to figure out you're gonna have to change it, man. I'm sorry.
It's over.
Alright, crisis averted. We're good to go.
You foiled my evil plan. But whatever. I guess. Well, I don't even want to bet on what the next microtransaction will be. But we will see it anyway. We will see it sooner rather than later, I'm guessing.
We need JB voice announcer packs instead of aura packs.
Dude, fuck it. I'll spend the time to make a custom Jebby announcer pack, dude. Instead of the ding.
So awesome.
It'll be like Steam has that workshop and you can make like various shit like that, such as something like that. That would like be literally printing money for our admins, right? So if they want that. I mean, they probably don't. They just wanna like run it into the fucking ground, mate.
Jebby, how would you tell a new bro to warp to the fucking target destination?
Warpy. So, it was like warpy, and if he's landing on a gate, warpy, slidey, right? It's like, man, I ran so much fleet, it's unbelievable. Oh, just be like, the capacitor is empty.
Dude, Jebby, what would you, so instead of a ding, instead of wait, no, dude.
We're taking structure damage, team. Fuck my life, lol.
What's your one for when a kill mail pops up in your notifications?
He dead. Elvis has left the building. He sleeps with the fishes, right?
Shit, dude.
Yes, waiting for the pody one. But okay.
We need Thrashers, gentleman cylinder hats and cat ears for Thrashers. That's what we need.
We still,
buy the hat for
we still don't have the Adidas tracksuit and the leather trousers. We still have ways to go before we can get into the realm of cat ears.
Straight into the dumpster. What would Jebby? What would your voice pack be for logging in after a long night of drinking?
Shit game.
Be like,
what are you doing here?
That feeling when you accidentally log in by misclicking the confirm biomass indicator. Right.
I would love it if they just changed the fucking play button one day instead of it actually launching you. It just links to like
that's the running
self-help organization.
No, just Hilmar's angry tweets.
Oh, the slicer.
I'd love it.
We're going dangerously into Suetonia pickup line territory, so let's drop it. And slowly move into the point that nobody honestly cares about, but so CCP announced it with lots of airway again, so why not? They giving us free ammunition, gold ammo, for free this time. First doses were always free, and that's afterwards, it's gonna have some sort of continuation. I don't even care.
Dude,
But
can we just stop, dude? Can we just? I'm
but
not-
blockchain
dude, no.
in cloud.
Just stop, dude. You know what else is a good idea? You know what else is a good idea? Cloaking citadels with micro jump drives, alright? I don't want to...
Rorkel's tractoring hipster wrecks, right? That's the bee's knees.
Dude, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
The question is not I want is like, why are we talking about this? What the fuck?
I don't
It's the
understand why
shit-talking stations. We're like just talking shit.
Why do they keep fucking trying to push this, dude? It must not. It's clearly not. I'm not the target audience here. So is it the null blocks that are the target audience, and so it's just something?
I don't know. I think Kilmar already gave them money, so they probably have to do something before they run away with the money.
I find funny, right? Like, we're in a situation like, oh shit, new player retention is really low. Oh shit, the fucking botting craze is getting crazy. Oh shit, Drift is attacking. Oh shit, we need to make Aether Wars Part 2 for some random fucking reason. They could have picked a better time for this shit. Like, come on.
What?
Really?
I wonder what the serious technical advances they've had in the last 3 months.
Is there Pfizer there to fight us?
I'm just curious.
No, and there will be none because it has nothing to do with Eve, but they are presenting it as if it does. But it doesn't.
Dude, how are they getting these people to log in for a 70 to 90% tie-dye fight? I just don't understand.
Myself.
I don't think CCP does either. Same problem we're having in regular fucking.
CCP's like, I don't know why, but they keep coming back, so we're doing it again.
I mean, well, so many of you, and half of them were bots, so I guess they were just trying to simulate the normal tranquility situation.
1 minute, team.
But yeah,
30 seconds down.
Let's wrap up this topic.
Vivo 07,
that was just hilarious. That was just sad but hilarious side topic that I had to insert because it was so retarded. But never mind, we will move on to the last big happening of the last few weeks, and that was servers and databases and chat and everything eating shit, and after eating shit, eating the minerals. So, how much spot did the servers steal from you? The servers are stealing my minerals.
You have to wait another 6 months because CCP's got a year delay on all announcements regarding fucking bugs that haven't
Tristan
been fixed.
and the Slicer.
So you just gotta wait.
So first the Slicer, then the Tristan. First the Tristan, then the Slicer.
It's minerals, man. All those guys on Rorks. Oh no, CCP's they can't lose that. That's gonna be half the fucking player base. Oh no.
The best thing was a bunch of those dudes getting cucked in abyssal space. That was the best. I was laughing at their soul. That was so good.
I think the best part of this entire topic is the fact that fucking JJ has put down underneath the notes, small business plan for Amazon Web Services should be enough, right? It's probably the best part of this entire thing.
I mean, it's true. Probably.
Dude, I just
Seems
don't understand, dude. How come whenever I'm in a fleet with people, like people randomly disappear from fleet chat and then just like come back? Like why is
Mecha in the Hogbill?
I don't understand.
I mean,
I'm giving up, dude.
They're not gonna remove local, they're just gonna remove you from the local.
Yes.
And the game.
Sounds good.
I mean,
He is gonna be the armor for sure.
It's not working as intended until you want to log in the system. Then you get the black screen of death for 20
He's going for the
seconds,
slingshot.
You appear in local in the first second.
I mean,
oof.
We know that the local needs delay.
Decent slingshot there.
But
they're not that kind of delay.
They got it backwards.
Armor fitted.
How do you program delay into something that isn't there to begin with? When the local isn't working, there's no problem, right?
Man.
This is typical CCP.
I'll give it one
Instructions
more cycle.
big stuck in ceiling fan.
You know what I did in this?
I'll cook out this
connector,
thing.
I logged in right after in Esoteria and got some
Faster,
good.
good.
Space because people just disconnected.
Good. Now we'll slingshot
That was
ourselves.
nice.
Oof.
Okay, that's
Wow,
good.
not that much. I don't know.
Cooked out the prop mod.
I
No.
think Frank wanted to start something.
Shit, cooked
The
out the
thing is,
guns.
like,
He's
No.
out. He's...
CCP cannot take this away from you. When you petition a loss, they don't give it back unless
Links
it's not,
expired.
some other player taking it.
Can be that close to him. Let's go back to the stick. GF
Yeah,
team
even if
almost
it's an
had
easy,
3 of
like,
them.
If it wasn't destroyed, they won't reimburse. That's good.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that somebody named the
Within
restaurant
team,
Thrasher.
1, 2, 3.
Drop all
I
tables.
can't really go close to
After
him
this
without the
game.
links. Good fight, Mecha. Good shit there,
That's
friend.
fucking. It's the EVE Online SQL injection, dude.
Oh!
They fucking got him. Fuck.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Oh man.
And that's a horrible thing
Thanks
that
for the
it
feedback,
wouldn't
friends.
surprise me.
Here's that heart.
That's
Fuck
fucked
yeah.
up, dude. CCP's the only game I've ever played where I literally just don't trust the developer to do anything.
But
I don't-
hopefully they never touch factional warfare. They can fix other things. We're good without them fucking around there.
Yes, I
You need
mean,
to fix your fucking gate mechanics right now, man. Or are they
But-
fixed?
but I mean, they fixed them. But
It's bugged.
No,
The gate
they,
sliding is bugged out.
they said that the gate sliding was a no. When they did fix of something completely unrelated,
The
It's,
stabs
uh,
of plexus.
yeah, it removed the sliding. So they said that the sliding was all along a bug. I mean, problem solved. It was a bug and it's not there anymore. It's solved.
They're like, how come?
Unbelievable.
How come the density of asteroids and belts has to do with gate sliding mechanics? And Hilmar's like, oh, I don't know. We should probably fix that though.
And that's the old argument for removing fossils. Like that code is such a fucking mess. You're gonna break everything. But yeah, even without touching that shit, they still break everything. Like wow.
Thanks, Evil Miner as well.
I mean, if it's a wonderful game where you hope that the developers forget that it exists. And
That's so
with,
depressingly true.
with that, allow me. Developers!
He's
Okay,
losing
that
his
was
shit,
for the
team.
obligatory bomb reference.
Hey, what's the rest of them doing?
I guess nobody got it.
Nope,
Yeah.
not at all.
Where's the
Good.
crew?
I want to forget it too, but it still haunts me in my dreams sometimes. Anyway, anyone else has anything to say to what we were talking about? Because they can right now, because it's time for free shit talk. And with that, also a free corner for our guest to reveal himself fully.
So,
I
let's
mean,
go to the JV
he's
Oh
again.
my.
if you want to reveal yourself fully in real life as well,
Swoosh.
we don't care, we don't see you, so we don't care.
We're about to wrap it up, team.
You by guest, do you mean me or?
Yes, basically you.
That's
Okay,
Olmeca.
well,
Fuck
I
it,
think I
let's go
already
to
talk a
JV.
lot. In this
Swoosh.
stream, and you know what I do and whatever. I'll try my best to.
Who are you?
Usually, if you're talking, DTM isn't talking, so just keep talking.
Okay.
Oh! Rick
I'll try
got him.
my best to,
Oh.
just deny those like mooring changes and some of the stupid things CCP is trying to do, and I hope I achieve that goal in the CSM and
That's
whatever.
Olmeca. He's a good dude.
We wish you luck, man,
And,
because
yeah, I
holy
don't-
shit,
I
you're
don't
gonna
have much
fucking
else
need
to
it.
say. Thanks for giving me a chance to speak here. And this has been one of my favorite shows. I love it both, but much better than the INN or TIS crap.
Hey, I mean, at least we're a we're a talk show that has a CSM member on it. I mean,
So,
I'm not gonna talk about any other
what's
talk shows
next?
that may or may not be
CCP
ripped off, dude.
dudes. Next, it's gonna be like, I don't know. It's gonna be hard to top this one off, right? Olmeca, thanks for being here. You're a good dude, and for sure, I have no doubt in my mind you'll be working on making the game better for everyone, right?
And if you're not, then at last do some collusion.
Yeah.
No fax machines. So,
Yes, always bet on the postal pigeon.
Yeah, I'll collude with EA to interfere with next CSM election.
Yo, that's okay. He still didn't
Yes,
sign the
next
NDA.
goal is to vote both Olmeca and Xenuria onto the CSM so they can merge. Like in those science fiction movies, and they will reveal the final form.
We don't
Yeah,
have
like,
enough holy water for that, lol. This is gonna be...
If you play the StarCraft, we'll play.
That's the same
click on
dude.
Archon, you know.
I
That's a
mean,
StarCraft.
Hey
reference.
Kalindra, good
Never
morning.
played
Thanks for
StarCraft?
tuning in.
I mean, yes, we sometimes play games that are not shit, so yes.
It's super hot here. Gonna be... The air conditioning is keeping me alive.
Anyway, thanks for having me again.
And congrats on your win again too, bud.
Thanks for breaching your NDA in advance, and thanks for coming. And anyone
Now he
else got
talks
something
so
to
much
say?
shit.
Yeah, I want to throw this pitch out to everybody who's listening.
23 degrees Celsius.
Guys, me, Monkey, and a bunch of other guys. We're talking about Jebby's going to be involved too. We've got Satoni involved. Have all sort of come together. We're running a tournament that's called the Eve Championship Series. It's a 1v1 frigate tournament. We're closing signups on Sunday. And it's a pretty fucking cool thing, honestly. We just got our prize pool doubled to 24 billion. So there's a lot of ISK on the line, man, and there's a lot of cool fucking things going on. And if you guys want to hop in and and play in the tournament, I really encourage you guys go to the website of the Discord, anything like that. I'll be linking in my channel.
Do it, team, yes, but he is doing the good thing. DTM literally carrying the PvP tournament scene. The 1v1's gonna be awesome, and if everything is normal, Suitonia and yours truly are gonna be studioing that thing, right? So, like,
Heck
we got
yeah,
all
dude.
the shit covered, and it's gonna be lit. So it's gonna be a spectacle the likes of which Eve hasn't seen in current year, and like literally better than the Alliance tournament by the virtue of existing, right? So
I mean, it's not Alliance tournament, it's Alliance tournament, but
That sounds
Oh,
good. I should pilot,
you-
but, I will pledge here 10 million for your prize pool. There's
if
some
you're-
of that sweet goon excavator money, you know.
I mean, if you're shit pilot, you will fit right in. I mean, DTM is
I mean,
on
yeah,
the
you
list.
should
My
see
drag
some of these
expired.
people that are signing up, man. It's cracking me up because I'm looking on the back end of the database as people are signing up, and like everybody's signing up for the brawl class, and like the kite class is not looking very healthy right now. We might not end up having a kite set at all.
The nano
if things keep
boys.
up the way they're going, but hey, who
I
knows,
mean-
man?
Can I bring a stealth bomber?
Yes.
It's
Sure.
T1 frigates, but you can bring a stealth bomber and watch.
I mean, whatever ship I cannot cloak inside.
How are you doing,
I don't
Jay? Hey,
feel
kid,
right,
thanks for tuning
because, you
in.
know, I'm
We
risking
were just
essentially.
recording a
Let's
podcast.
get a prototype cloak
thing.
on an ibis and show
Oh
up.
Did you
god,
just
the
wrap it up?
memories,
I'm
man.
great.
Fucking
How
did
are
a
you?
tournament so long ago, like fucking 50-man T1 frigate brawl. I just had a cloaked Merlin. Good fucking memories.
Check FC, Merlins unlocking in Jita. Beware of the killer Merlins.
Oh shit,
Dude, not
No,
the Marylands, dude.
that's almost worse than Coraxes.
Oh. Shit, that was a good shit talking stations. Thanks for being here, friends. It was awesome.
I
You dudes
guess-
are the best.
I get that said then, since nobody wants to take a fat dump shit anymore, even if we have some fat people here. I
Who
know.
could that be, Juzuv?
I feel attacked.
So...
Wait, who are we talking about? Somebody who's bad at PvP? Is it Frank?
I don't know, but he didn't get here. He doesn't have fuel, so we will never know.
Oh, dude, you should have loaded the fuel in the fuel bay.
I don't
Frank.
drink, I just drink coffee.
Anyway, thanks everyone for sticking with this shit show. I'm hoping that nobody was entertained.
Oh,
I
yes,
seriously
for
do.
sure.
This was serious business. Very serious.
Super
And
cereal.
If you had fun,
Docking request
then you have
accepted.
terrible taste. Everyone, thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to us dribble about random shit. And have a good night. Goodbye.
Yep. See you, friends. Thanks.
Bye.
Yeah, good luck.
Oh, feels good, man.
Even
We did it,
2019
team.
as a meme.
LOL! Corkis Miner, thanks for the subscription. I greatly appreciate it. Dropped 24 months right there. Man, that's some awesome support. Logging in current year, right? You know what they say about that? Damn, son. Okay. So let's swoosh it. That's some super true dedication you got there. Swoosh. Swoosh. Thanks, Cork. He's literally carrying the stream. Man, if that doesn't deserve the vertical, I don't know what does. Swoosh. Swoosh. Fuck yeah. Alright, gently put that thing right there. We did a team, yay! Fuck yeah, let's go to the JB Vision and wrap it up.
Swoosh.
Thanks everyone so much. I got coffee sand in my throat, lol. Thanks everyone so much for watching and for tuning in and for all your awesome support and kind words and dank memes and valuable discussion, respected subscriptions, dank bits, hanging out there together, talking shit together, for everything. Yeah, you dudes are the best community in the world. If someone tells you something else, they're lying to you, friends. Extra special thanks to Olmeca, our distinguished guest of honor, for Juzuv for hosting it, and DTM, Frank, and Wingnut for joining us. They're all awesome dudes. Fuck yeah. So we did a team. This concludes Shittalking Station 7. We're gonna kind of wrap up the stream at this point. Just give it a minute or two to chill the fuck down and settle down and everything. So yeah, you dudes, what was I gonna say? Let's pull up a list of all the people who are streaming Eve. We need to find somebody to host. If you'd like, please consider following the channel and checking out the Discord, Twitter, Eve, Dumpster, and YouTube. JB, when are you gonna stream some Minecraft? We can probably set that thing up for tomorrow or Sunday. We'll see. Most likely Sunday, because I wanna get into the... I need to sanitize my computer and free up like a terabyte of disk space, so I can start recording VODs, like Let's Play series, and play them and shit like that, right? So, oh man, I'm getting spammed by these bots. Unbelievable. Spam malicious links or bot accounts. Okay, thank you. I think it's sending malicious links. Yes. Report. Okay, I'll do that after the stream. Mail, what the fuck am I doing? Okay, but yeah, who are we gonna host? Oh, Johnny UK. Okay, let's host our good buddy. DTM already went offline, right? Shit, I was gonna host him. Okay. So, here's Johnny UK. They're sending us viruses, team. Not on my watch. Yeah, please enjoy Johnny UK's stream. He's an awesome dude, super nice and friendly and entertaining, and runs an awesome stream. I leave you in his capable hands. Thanks everyone so much for being here. Tomorrow we are scheduled to be streaming roughly around, let's say, between 16 and 1800 Eve time tentatively. We gotta swoosh that Rifter as an outro. Swoosh. Fuck yeah, we had a couple of good fights there and everything. Gently put it down there. Kit, what are you doing? Check out our good chick Kit streaming. She runs an awesome stream and is also super friendly and entertaining and nice and has high quality content. I often watch her stream when I can't sleep normally, right? And check out everyone streaming. We had a host by our good dude Drone Bay earlier. Check out his stream. Check out Wingnut. Check out DTM. For real. What's up, Kalindra? Yeah, we'll host Johnny UK. Don't tell me you're getting off. Yes, I am. We're over, right? We've been live for like coming up 3 hours now. So, yeah. So tomorrow, check out Jayland. Yes, for sure. Please, yes. So check out his instructional videos, and he's super nice and friendly and helpful and a good dude. Right? Yes. And Olmeca, he also sometimes stream on that Twitch chat. Twitch, pardon. Then my timing tomorrow, Kalindra. Yusuf's gonna finish up the podcast and edit all that shit and all that. So that's gonna be posted on the Discord if you wanna check that thing out, right? Warpy, lol, yeah, for real. My dudes, oh, you all be good. Take care of each other's, be excellent to each other's. And I'm gonna awkwardly stare into the camera so it doesn't cut off the audio. Oh, gonna watch it right now. Oh, nice, fuck yeah. I should look into getting some editing and production after every stream so that we at least make some highlights or some shit like that. We'll see that. Here's that heart symbol. Yeah, you be good, friends. Peace out.